Smith returned to practice yesterday after missing the Raiders game Saturday following an allergic reaction that caused him to spend time in the hospital. At the Little League World Series, Bernie is now 2-0 after Southwest got a 4-1 win over Southeast, as they are now 1 win away from the American Championship game of the Little League World Series. I'm Vic Brown with 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good. There we go. Good. Oh, hey, good morning. Is this thing on?
It sounds on.
There it is. Good morning, San Antonio. Howdy, as the cowpokes say. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
I mean, them Aggies. That's what them Aggies
You would be so excited to hear that Rob Thompson has rejoined the program.
I am renewed.
He's here. He's got the Rona. And he's been coughing on me all morning. He doesn't care.
We're going to have our own science experiment. We're going to see exactly where we stand on the new flirt version of COVID-19. No, I didn't have COVID. I thought I did. I'm still, to the best of my knowledge, although I do believe I got it in Miami in early 2020.
Okay.
I do believe, but there was no test for it then.
Right.
Since then, I have an unblemished scorecard of no COVID. This was a strep throat bout.
I thought only 10-year-old kids get strep throat.
Dude, for whatever reason, I still have my tonsils. I'm one of the kids that made it out with their tonsils, and I wish they'd have been removed. I get strep throat every couple of years, and it just knocks me on my ass, man. It is that's a tough one, but nothing a shot in the butt, Z-Pack or something like that can't cure.
And you're immediately
yeah, I had to come to work to get out of the dangerous environment that my home is. I got home from the doc in a box yesterday, fresh from a penicillin shot, and promptly broke my little toe, stubbed my toe, and turned that thing pink and sidewalk
How
purple.
the hell did you do that?
Dude, I don't know. I was in some kind of fever haze walking from my bed to the bathroom and kicked a tall chest thing, man. I don't know what happened. I didn't, it's one of those things that I didn't think it was as bad as it was. I've actually broken this toe before. Same toe I broke in Oxnard at training camp a couple of years ago. And that one, there was blood. This one, no blood. I just thought, oh, wow, that's bad. And then as the day went on, the pain never really went away and got worse.
Never subsided.
And now I have a grape on this side of my foot. I'm glad to be here.
I would guess so.
I'm the type that will sacrifice his body for the team.
I appreciate.
I lean into the fastball.
That is good of you.
I'm what's that kid from Bad News Bears that had to lean in and get hit?
I can't remember his name.
I'm him.
Okay. Good for you.
So I'm here, but I missed you yesterday. I was verklempt. I had to get here.
Well, I missed you too.
Yeah.
It was.
I'm not going to say I heard anything. I slept right through it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, listen, I don't want to say it was the most brilliant show we've ever done.
I'm sure it was,
but it was up there. It was
you
up there.
You didn't have me weighing it down. Then you could float around all.
Yeah, Vic played the role of Rob Thompson.
Yeah, just a little bit.
He said that, by the way, the Sports Center is so good. That might be something that's
a permanent fixture.
You should be. That might be worthy of.
I don't mind.
No, we wouldn't. You got real work to do. But it sounded good.
Thanks.
I appreciate it. Bernie on its way.
Yeah, they are.
Bernie
yes,
on
they
their
are.
way.
I hope they win. I hope they win the whole damn enchilada.
Well, they might be coming across some folks from your old neck of the woods too. We might have a battle inside.
We might. Yeah,
maybe you could give us a scouting report, some inside stuff.
Well, I know a couple of those kids, but they're the
They're a separate little league from the one my son played in. So it's still Henderson, but it's like a separate branch.
What I find interesting is, and I don't think a lot of people realize, and you described it best, that, in Nevada, there's really only 2 cities.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of knows everybody. So not surprising, everybody.
Yeah. But I mean, Henderson's the second biggest city in Nevada. It's just, it happens to be a suburb of Las Vegas.
And no one lives in Vegas.
Well,
I'm kidding, but that's what they say.
But there's only 2 parts of the state where people live. It's like they all live in that the southern tip, which is the Vegas Valley, or they live up in the
Reno area,
Reno Tahoe area. The rest of Nevada is just wasted space. It really is.
So it's like us and Austin. That's everybody.
Yeah. But it's also a million miles away.
Right.
So imagine there's Houston and El Paso being the only 2 cities in Texas. It'd be like, what's the point of this place?
Travel budget is just ridiculous.
Yeah. But no, some of these Nevada kids we've come across before. Some of them have done some training with my son, but it's cool to see them doing it. But
they look like the 2 best teams there, other than Venezuela, who is evidently a group of paid mercenaries.
They got beat yesterday. Venezuela did.
Oh, I thought they were like 78.
They were until they ran into Japan.
Oh, I didn't realize that the machine that is the Japanese.
Shota.
I'm telling you, man.
I don't know if his name was actually Shota, but he looked like Shota yesterday.
Kid's throwing 75 from 30 feet away.
Hey, gas him up, baby. Gas him up. But that's enough Little League World Series talk for the day. But congrats, congrats to Bernie as they win another one. And like I said, I'm team Bernie. I'm cheering for them. Just to spite the other.
We hold nothing against the.
I do.
Fine state of Nevada.
I don't.
Kids.
Yeah, I hold a lot against. No. Well, you missed a lot yesterday, Rob.
I know I did.
I don't know if you saw this or if you were asleep on Saturday, but the Dallas Cowboys played a football match Saturday night.
A full and exciting football match.
They did. And I didn't know if you saw it because you were supposed to go to the Roo Pub and we were going to watch the fights and the football. And then you were dead. You partied too hard at Def Leppard.
See, I thought the whole time, honest to God, that when I woke up on Saturday morning, that what I was dealing with was a hangover. I really thought that I was blaming you. I was
blaming me,
legitimately blaming you, because we were pre-gaming and I was drinking my standard kind of like ranch water. So I already had a couple of tequilas in me. And then we had a couple of mezcal shots on the way out the door. And then we hit the concert, which involved more. So it was I was full, the night was full, but Saturday was less than full. So I felt like crap on Saturday, and I was blaming you. It was the mezcal.
No, but
it turned out to be a strep throat coming on. But I was really cursing your name for most of the morning, thinking if I just hadn't have done that.
Did you make out with someone at the Def Leppard show? Is that how you got strep?
It's a concert. Who knows?
Yeah, it's you just.
I mean, I got wrapped up.
Were you passing around a marijuana cigarette?
No, I wasn't.
And maybe someone with strep.
It could have happened.
Mm-hmm. I told the story yesterday of a person who, of course, I didn't know.
Was chastised.
Yeah, they got yelled at by.
I saw that happen. That was unfortunate.
By a Karen. She was very angry because she brought her kids to a rock show.
Well, because I was barely coherent. Well, I barely doesn't even count. Haven't talked.
I had a good time.
I did too. By the time I was Def Leppard's just kind of a blur.
Yeah.
By the time we got to Def Leppard, I know I was singing. I'm not sure which songs I was singing, but I was with them.
I was saying this yesterday. I'm so used to drinking craft beer, like heavier beer,
that you can put away.
That when I'm drinking Dos Equis or Shinerbach or something lighter, like
it just goes down too easy.
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
And before I know it, I'm like 4 of those 25-ounce cans of Dos Equis in, and then I'm like, wait a minute, that's 100 ounces of Dos Equis I've put in my body in like 2 hours.
Just a short amount of time. And really not a lot is left. So there's a lot going to happen here in the next couple hours.
And then at the Rue Pub, I drank them all the way out of Crawford Bach. Like they
Oh God. So you hit it again on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I went with Matt.
Yeah.
And I had us a reserved spot, and he showed up and he wasn't drinking. So I had to drink enough to warrant having a reserved section because you didn't show up.
No.
He wasn't drinking. So I drank 8 tall Crawford Bachs. They ran out of Crawford Bach.
We're out.
And then I was like, oh, well, it's okay. I'm winding down anyway.
Well, we're going to wind you down.
So I drank I said, I'll take a Shiner Bock, but I said, this time, give me just a pint, a short one. So I got that.
It's wafer thin.
I drank that. And then I said, you know what? Let me get one more pint. So it was.
So Matt double D'd for you.
No, unfortunately, he didn't tell me beforehand that he wasn't drinking. So we Ubered. And I was like, dude, you could have told me, you know. So
he kind of owed you a little comeback because we forced a mezcal shot on it. Remember that?
Are you saying I bought him a drink?
Well, you did it, but he was less than he was less than
enthused
to do it.
He was not enthused.
And then I don't think he enjoyed it nearly as much.
I don't think he did.
I did initially and paid for it later.
Well, now that you turns out you didn't pay for it. It wasn't the
No, I don't. I think the combination of the two turned into what I thought was the worst hangover I've ever had.
Now, did Kelly have a good time?
She had a really good. She was furious with me.
Well, because you were wasted.
She was mad at me.
I mean,
to the point like
you gotta love that. You take her out on a date,
talking to me. She said, "You said some things to me." I was like, "What did I say?"
Oh,
I'm serious, man. It was not a.
It's probably because you made out with that chick in the cut off Def Leppard shirt.
Well, who didn't?
Exactly.
I remember her from 1983.
Exactly.
I hadn't seen her since the last show.
Oh yeah, Kelly is the kind of gal that she wants you to have fun, but she's keeping an eye on you.
Ooh, yeah,
I can tell. So like
I got a little out of hand. I was a little out of hand.
I joked her.
A little, yes.
I joked on the way over. I said, Kelly, when Def Leppard plays a ballad, can we slow dance? And she just looked at me and said, no.
Let's just nip this in the bud. I'm not even going to entertain this.
She's like, it was basically her telling me, listen, before you get drunk and start acting stupid,
don't act stupid around me.
Don't bring that noise in this direction.
I've seen this act before, AJ.
And then Rob brought the noise in that direction.
Oh man.
Now, you guys stayed downtown?
No, she made me go home.
Oh, really?
We called my son
to come get you. I
don't remember doing that. I just remember at some point kind of
hard.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you. So I remember just kind of coming. I don't think I ever lost consciousness, but I remember like looking over and my son was driving, and I was like,
"When did you get here?"
Yeah, I thought, are you driving Uber? I mean, it's like, boy, you just look just like my son. This feels like my car.
The downside to see what I noticed that for me, the downside to drinking 100 ounces of Dos Equis in 2 hours is my body feels like I drank 100 ounces of beer, but I'm not drunk.
Oh,
like I'm not as drunk as I would like to be when I drank that much beer.
See, here was the problem. And I tried to explain to my wife why this happened. And she didn't buy the reason. I was at seat number 1. And then, then my wife and then the Reinagels and the Minixes and all the other winners that we were all kind of hanging around with. So every time anybody left to get a beer, they got me one.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much I had.
Well, I drank it because I got one for you and you weren't there because we were in different sections.
So I was like, by the end of the night, I don't know how much I had, but I had a good time.
Well, that's all that matters.
And I was a little upset that they didn't. Now there wasn't an encore, was there?
No. Well, I don't know. I left. If there was one, I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
So no, I went and discovered the Uber line and
you were.
I was gone.
I was sitting on a bus bench. The last I really remember.
Oh my God, you went.
Jeez.
I'm actually kind of glad that I was in the other section.
No, it was
now that
probably better that you weren't. I made good friends with the people behind me. I was high fiving.
Oh wow!
You know how far I have
the lady
to be out
behind
there
me
to
passed
high
out.
five someone I don't know.
The lady behind me passed out. She I think they even had to call like a medic over. I think was she a little dehydrated? Is that what it ended up being?
Dehydrated. I was well hydrated and singing Journey. I sang as good as that dude sang.
Oh, really?
Oh, the people behind me told me so.
So you sang on my level. Like you learned from the best.
I gave everybody around me a good show.
You learned from the best. Well, how did you feel about the fact that people were bringing their kids there and then upset that people were doing rock show things at a rock show?
I think it's kind of like you get seriously.
Right? That's what
seriously.
I said.
Seriously. And I think everybody around, anybody that was doing anything like that would go, it's a concert.
It's a Def Leppard. Like
seriously.
You didn't just come to a rock show. You came to an 80s rock show with a bunch of old people. Like,
this is all medicinal.
This
is all prescribed. This isn't how we're here. This isn't for fun. This is so I could walk from the parking lot to this damn seat.
The temptation was to say it's just CBD.
Well, that's what you could say.
Yeah, but I guess you're still probably not allowed to smoke CBD inside the Alamo Dome.
But it's not nearly as dread.
Yeah, but don't bring your kids to rock shows if you don't want them to smell marijuana.
What I did see, and this is before we carry on, I did see a person with a dog with earphones.
That's pretty badass. I saw a little person, and they were wearing a Def Leppard shirt. That was pretty badass. Yeah. And they were very excited. And I saw him do this, he was down because they got like
little tiny arms.
Yeah, but he was like, yeah.
The T-Rex gonna.
Yeah, I liked that. I
think it was casting a spell.
Maybe so. Good morning to everybody on the Brigade Bar. We're happy to have you guys in on the YouTube chat. We are happy to have you guys listening on your radio devices. We're going to try and put on a good program for you today. And we'll talk about the Vaqueros de Dallas on the other side of this thing. See what Rob's thoughts were. Since we didn't get his thoughts yesterday, we'll get his thoughts today. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by September 2nd, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Hey everybody, it's Joe Reinagle from The Blitz. I cannot tell you how happy I am with my brand new Connecticut quality water softener. Had it in my house now for about 2 weeks, and the difference it is making is just unbelievable. You know, Connecticut's been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. Their products are made in America. And you live in San Antonio in South Texas, a water softener, it's a must. And Connecticut is the absolute best, up to 80% more efficient than competing models. Simple design, fewer moving parts, and in fact, you don't plug it in. No plug-in at all. It does not run on electricity. It only works when you need it to work. And right now, if you've been thinking about a Connecticut quality water softener in your home, Connecticut is going to let you try one for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. All you have to do is give them a call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com.
You're going to feel a puff of air.
Jong's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind? Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
Where are The dilation drops.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Wake up. Breakfast. And Nature Made vitamins. Whatever your morning sounds like, Nature Made fits right in. Whether you're looking for vitamin C or a multivitamin to get key nutrients, we've got you covered. Now that's a good morning. We take care of you so you can take on your day. Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Did you know that My Advantage Checking from Generations Federal Credit Union does more?
My Advantage Checking from Generations Federal Credit Union pays you up to 2 days early, gives you identity protection, pays you shopping rewards, travel and dining discounts, cell phone protection, and more.
Get all the advantages of My Advantage Checking from Generations Federal Credit Union. Open your account today.
Member eligibility requirements apply. For complete terms and conditions, visit mygenfcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Football season is finally here, friends, and it's time to jump into the Prize Picks play. It's America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Heck, there's over 5 million active users. I'm one of them. You should jump in today. Use your fantasy knowledge to go win some serious money. Know your players' stats. You've been playing them before. Put them to work. Is Zeke going to get 90 yards? Is Stephon Diggs going to get over 100? Play your game. Pick your more. Pick your less, but go pick them. That's Prize Picks. Go play them today. It's easy. Use the code Alamo. Download the app and you've got $100 just waiting for you. That's code Alamo on the Prize Picks for a deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks, run your game. Head over to Prize Picks right now and use that knowledge. If it's football season, Prize Picks is the place to be. It's the best way to win real money this football season. It's Prize Picks. Go download it today. Alamo for $100. There's money waiting on it. Use your knowledge. Go win some more with the code Alamo and Prize Picks. And tell them Rob sent you.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-298-9383. 800-298-9383. Again, that's 800-298-9383. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at tsaog.com.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. I continue to get a kick out of Rob's Friday night mishaps.
When's the last time you slept with your jeans on? Slept in jeans?
I don't remember.
Oh,
I don't
remember.
Yeah, it's been a long time. But yeah, it sounds like it was a. Did the anger from your wife, did it subside as the weekend went on? Like, did you being sick give you some sympathy?
See, that was the thing. I got a little bit of it makes sense, but I didn't get a lot of pity. Damn. Even with the broken toe.
Oh man.
So yeah, I'm working off some I don't know. I'm working off some stuff.
Okay.
It's going to be a week.
Man, that sucks.
Yesterday I just kind of holed up in my room. Just going to.
Okay. Well, yeah, you didn't want to get her sick.
No, that was it. Yeah.
Maybe that was the reason. Maybe she'll forget about it. She didn't bring you any noodle soup or anything?
Yeah, she tried once we got a real diagnosis,
Okay.
because we just all assumed it was a 2-day hangover until that I was going to get no sympathy for that.
And yes, Vince, Rob did sleep on the couch.
I did, in fact, sleep on the couch.
He did sleep on the couch, but he showed up today because it's National Radio Day. He knew.
I had no idea. That's great.
Oh yes, it's a big deal, big deal. But I don't know why. But here we are anyway.
Here we sit.
All right, the Dallas Cowboys Saturday. I'm assuming by then you were at least decent enough to somewhat pay attention to the football game.
Well,
what were your
not
takeaways?
really. Thank goodness the game was replayed several times over the weekend.
So you caught it in bursts.
My first thing was offensive line. My gosh, if that was Max Crosby and watching the Crosby name just fell out of my brain. Guyton matchup.
Yep.
Guyton, this guy's
starting tackle.
We got very little question there. I thought BB had a good game too, and it was and because they played so well, we got a little glimpse of why maybe Deuce Vaughn makes the team. Just because we saw some things that there's not a lot of people in this league that can do what he did.
Yeah,
and maybe we're talking about third string like we're talking about with Trey Lance, but I think he made the team. I think that he made the team because of that. And I think Trey Lance justified third string in that. And I think if you're McCarthy and you walked out of game 2 in preseason, you go, well, I justified my third string quarterback. I put that to bed. I think that was enough for them to kind of, they're doing all they can in-house. I found, finding out about Mozzie Smith's allergic reaction, I think matters because I was really surprised not to see him play on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I think that mattered.
Well, and really that game was, everybody who was moderately experienced on the Cowboys didn't play.
Right.
I guess Royce Freeman is moderately experienced, but outside of him, it was like it was all first, second year guys, and the Raiders didn't do that. The Raiders played a lot of guys that the Raiders played everybody except Devontae Adams that I saw. Like that was their football team. So I thought the Cowboys came away looking pretty good.
For all the matchups that we care about, yeah, they did look good. I nothing to see here. They're progressing as appropriate. There's again, I hate to bring it up, but my goodness, every now and then you see Trey Lance do some things, and you're like, man, they're $20 million, huh? We'll talk about it later. Couple of drops from some wide receivers. I thought Tolbert missed a play that needed to be made, but at the end of the day, still relatively healthy. I think that Royce Freeman is not going to make the team, as we just brought him up.
Oh, you think he's not going to?
I think the way Malik Davis ran took Royce Freeman's job. Royce is going to have to do something pretty special. I don't know what he's done in the camp the last 2 weeks in practice, but I thought if you're looking for a hard-running guy that's younger than Royce, that, there's some union investing issues that come into play when you get to that 4-year pro line.
Yeah.
That you think Davis probably has a more likely opportunity because he's worth a little bit smaller of a contract, whatever the case might be. But, on the defensive side, there's still some questions. There's still ball hawking, I'll tell you what. And the one thing that we knew about Zimmer is starting to manifest itself. And he's an eye candy kind of defensive coordinator. Lots of switches, lots of fake, lots of, hiding blitzes and playing blitz and then falling out of it. Lots of disguising what the defenses are going to be. And it's evident, especially when you see the young quarterbacks, that when you see the defensive backs jumping balls, he's confusing the young quarterbacks. So that tells me that this defense is kind of progressing the way that he wants it, because we got 2 consecutive games of backup quarterbacks at the very least throwing out some meatballs because they just don't know where the coverage is. So I do think we're seeing some progress on the defensive side of the ball as well.
I think the final question for Royce Freeman is going to come down to, do they think that there's another running back, whether it be Malik or Deuce or whoever, that they trust as a receiver out of the backfield? Because it feels like that would be Royce's.
Did he catch a ball out of the backfield?
Royce?
I say that because I legitimately thought when they signed him, even up until about a week ago, that he would probably end up being the starter. But it looked like Malik had some hard-nosed runs, which is what I thought Royce would do it. I don't know about the ball on the flat, and that you're right. I bet that is a separator because I don't think Malik's a guy that we trust.
Yeah, but I think Deuce could be.
Yeah,
But again,
man,
how much do you want him on the field?
I'll tell you, how much legitimately, if you had the opportunity to keep a guy like that, why would you keep him just in case? Because you're going to have to build something in because the roster spot is so important. But I'll tell you what, he makes some runs that there's not a lot of backs in this league that can do.
My problem with him is he's not going to play special teams unless he's a returner, obviously.
And we didn't see that. They
No.
didn't show that.
And as far as being like a third down back, could he catch the ball out of the backfield? Yes. But can he block?
Yeah.
No. And that to me is the separator between a guy like Royce Freeman, who that's kind of what he'll be. He'll be a blocker, and he'll be a guy who can catch the ball out of the backfield. And I don't know if the Cowboys have a guy that they trust doing that.
Agreed. And then you can't. I mean, every position matters. You really do have to be able to. And if you do keep Deuce, you better have 4 or 5 plays in your playbook that are at your beck anytime where he's going to be playing. You better use him because that's a valuable piece to just sit on the bench for 17
And
games.
funny, 53 sounds like so many, and then it's not.
Let me tell you, especially in a room like that, running back room, that everybody's going to have to play their role because all combined is just about an average running back. When we put them all together, we get one average. Yeah.
If that. It's funny because we were talking yesterday about the Texans and the situations they're dealing with. The Texans are going to end up cutting players that the Cowboys would love to get there, but both wide receivers and running backs, by the way, that aren't going to be good enough to make the Texans roster, and it could immediately help the like I was talking about John Mechie.
Yeah.
I don't know if John Mechie's going to make the Texans roster. He would be like the number 2 receiver on the Cowboys. I mean, obviously assuming CD's out, but he would be like an impact receiver for the Cowboys right now.
And you wonder how active they're going to be as we get close to that. It's only one cut down day now. They don't do 2 or 3, do they? I think we're down to like 1.
I'm not really sure. It's going to make Hard Knocks a lot more boring.
Yeah, well, they've kind of gotten away from the Turk.
I know.
They don't like
That's
us
so
to see sadness. We don't like to see guys'
That's what I
end.
like to watch. I like the moment of like, oh man, we got to tell this guy. Like, that's real television right there.
We don't, have the grab your playbook and go see coach moments.
Those are so good. But yeah, like Cam Akers probably won't make the Texans, and it's a guy who, at a minimum, is as good as what the Cowboys have in their running back room.
He's
so
an NFL running back. A lot of guys find their space. I didn't realize how deep the Texans were, and I don't think they realized how deep they were.
I don't think they did either. All right, we'll continue this conversation on the other side. A lot of Cowboys talk today. We'll also hear about Tua.
What's this about? Allergic to milk? You just found out, Mozzie?
Well, yeah, that seems like an odd. Does that mean he's lactose intolerant?
Well, that's intolerant. You went up in a hospital, but had you not had a glass of milk in 20 years? I mean, you are an adult.
Oddly enough, I just saw a video yesterday of Josh Allen tasting like 7 different kinds of milk and guessing what they were, and he knew them all.
Like Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah, he's like,
this one is turned.
That's reduced fat milk. And they're like, what's reduced fat milk? He was like, the red label, 1%. And they're like, yeah. And he's like, that's heavy cream. It's like he
must be like a dairy from Wyoming. Respect. He's Napoleon Dynamite. All right.
We'll be back. It's Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, we've got you covered whether you're a Texans fan or a Cowboys fan.
Indy Kalu will join us to talk Texans, Serene Williams talking Cowboys, and rock music lessons from Joe Reinagel.
Yay.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 3. After wrapping training camp at the Star in Frisco, the Cowboys take on the Los Angeles Chargers at Jerry World in Arlington for their final preseason game. Pre-game starts at 2 p.m. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house online and owning it, between imagining living there and breathing in your new home for the first time. Having an advocate who can help you navigate the complex world of financing, inspections, negotiating, analyzing the market, and talking through any anxieties that may pop up, that can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and bound by a code of ethics, because that's who we are.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit. Credit for deciding while stuck in traffic to get a bachelor's degree. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. Students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's. And graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. Get your application fee waived through August 29th. Flexible online and hybrid classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
We are coming up on the best time of the year. Football season is right around the corner. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Now is the time to get ready for Underdog Fantasy. Over 1 million fans got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. Join in and you too could win up to 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. I love playing the Pick'em game. Won a lot of money last football season and plan on making more this year. Making picks on Underdog is simple, easier to get started. Go to their mobile app or to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code STAR, and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a deposit offer. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code STAR to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick and your deposit offer.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Now through September 15th, purchase high-quality GAF with Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
Billy Wagner's kid play for Toronto?
He came in the Kikuchi trade.
The Kikuchi trade.
Kikuchi's pitching tonight.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what she said. Kikuchi.
Joe is not mature enough for this conversation.
I'm not. You're exactly right.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. The NFL is on. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Morning Huddle. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Pete says, come on now, how about Aubrey? Yeah, I guess I didn't consider, I didn't really even, we didn't even talk about him yesterday. He hit that long-ass field goal, and it's like, he's one of the guys I don't even think of, because he's maybe more than anybody on the team, the guy who feels like is the most reliable and safe.
Did I hear it would have been good from 72?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked different levels. It was long good.
Now, Vegas has some thin air. Most of the records, the distance ones are always set in Denver, right? I mean,
so Vegas is the second highest elevated stadium in the NFL. Not even close to Denver, but not close to sea level either.
You're right as far as Aubrey. I don't even think about him. It's just automatic.
No, it's just safe, yeah.
But that was a ridiculous field goal, man. You got to have some nuts in the preseason to go ahead and line up and do that, because if you don't make it, you're just giving them 3 points.
It's a real luxury, man, to have a kicker that you don't worry about. And maybe my favorite football player is Justin Tucker. And
why?
Because first of all, I love that he runs off the field dancing, and he just feels like you could tell his teammates treat him like a football player
and not a kicker.
Yeah. Yes, and if you haven't been watching the NFL for long, you don't realize that most kickers are just like they're dudes on the team, but they're not really football players. Like Justin Tucker's one of the more respected guys in the Ravens clubhouse. And I don't think things like that happen on accident, but also he's
the best ever.
He's the best that's ever played football.
Yeah.
And it's not even particularly all that close. And it's like to have a guy like that for, I don't know how long he's been playing, but I guess we're going on 15 years
at least.
And for the Ravens to never even worry about should we try to kick it here?
Mm-hmm.
It's 52. Should we try? They're trying it.
We've been on the other side of this coin too. When you've got a kicker where you're like,
that's
man,
the worst.
We might want to get it inside the 40.
That's the worst thing to have. Is like, God, should we kick a 45-yard field goal, or should we punt? What do we do here? Yeah. To me, so having a guy like Aubrey is going to be such a huge weapon for the Cowboys, because having a dude like that you've just got, unabashed trust in, this is my dude. I trust him from wherever. It's just such a rare and beautiful luxury to have if you're a fan of that team, or particularly if you're betting on that team.
And it helps your quarterback, man. You can take risks.
Hell yeah.
I mean, there's so much benefit there that I don't think we really take under consideration when you have it. You just know it when you don't.
Yeah. No, for sure. And that's why, I mean, I always say, you don't think about it until you're one of those teams that doesn't have a kicker. And then it's like, oh my God, what are we doing here? Why can't we find a kicker? It's not that easy to find. There's maybe 5 or 6 elite kickers any given year. And when you've got one, it's like gold, dude. It really is.
Or you keep 3 on reserve on speed dial, because once they get the yips, man, you're gone.
You're like, hey, Morton Anderson, do you still got any leg left?
Seriously, man.
It's Jason Elam. You still playing?
Good from inside the 30. That's all I'll worry about.
Whatever. Whoever you're just like anybody. Because it's like, I think there's 40 guys who have had kicking jobs in the last 20 years. Mm-hmm. They just rotate through. But yeah, it is nice to have Aubrey and know that, the Cowboys are, if they're, on their side of the field, they got a chance to get some points.
I saw where they're going to try to let the NFL guys play in the flag football part of the Olympics, which is, that's.
I saw there's some fella, I forget his name because he's not in the NFL, who's salty about this.
But there's a professional flag football league.
Yeah,
that's
there are guys
upset.
who do it year round, and they're the ones who have been pushing to get this game into the Olympics.
We're not going to let this 3-on-3 basketball thing catch on anything else.
No,
we're going to send our best.
It's funny too because he's like, I think the guy, the best flag football quarterback. I want to say he's like 39 years old.
Like Jared Lorenzen.
And he's like, I hope.
Oh, I've seen the video of this cat. He's an old dude. Yeah, he throws darts though.
And he's like, in 4 years, I want to be quarterback in the. I want to be playing in the Olympics. And it's like, dude, you're gonna be 43.
I think we just send Tariq Hill, and that's it.
I think that would be advantageous to the United States.
We just send one guy.
But I'm saying, like, could this 43-year-old dude be better than Patrick Mahomes?
I don't know, but I'd like to see.
I think the key, like, I would get, who might be really, really good at flag football, and I'm not kidding. I don't mean this as like a joke or a dig. Bryce Young.
Oh yeah,
like
seriously, light-footed, quick around. Yes, yeah.
Or Kyler Murray, truthfully, the guy that would be a real problem would be Lamar Jackson.
Well, I think first of all, the athleticism, but you just mentioned 2 or 3 of these guys that really cut their teeth on the 7-on-7 flag football idea. I mean, these guys have been playing this style where some of the older dudes never really got into that 7-on-7 stuff. So, well, it's good to know that the NFL is making some room, just in case.
Yeah, just
after the embarrassment from the NBA side.
Case. All right, we'll talk about CeeDee Lamb on the other side. We haven't gotten Rob's thoughts yet. We'll get those next. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1. There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. To move closer to family, live within a smaller budget, or just wanting a change of scenery. Whatever your reasons, having to figure out all the various housing market trends in your area may not be what you signed up for. That's where an agent who is a realtor comes in. Realtors have the expertise to help you find the right price and navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. That's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
This is an urgent announcement for anyone that's $10,000 or more in debt. Before you make another minimum payment, you need to know there are special programs that can completely free you of your debt. Total Financial Freedom can help you become debt-free in months instead of years. Resolve your credit card debt, signature loans, department store cards, internet loans, and timeshares. Call Total Financial Freedom now at 800-832-2366 for a free consultation. For 17 years, Total Financial Freedom has helped thousands get out of debt. You can feel confident when calling because Total Financial Freedom is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Battling for years and years stuck in the endless cycle of minimum payments could take decades. You have the right to get your debt resolved and substantially reduce your monthly payments. Call Total Financial Freedom now at 800-832-2366. That's 800-832-2366. 800-832-2366. Not available in all states.
Football season is finally here, friends, and it's time to jump into the Prize Picks play. It's America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Heck, there's over 5 million active users. I'm one of them. You should jump in today. Use your fantasy knowledge to go win some serious money. Know your players' stats. You've been playing them before. Put them to work. Is Zeke going to get 90 yards? Is Stephon Diggs going to get over 100? Play your game. Pick your more. Pick your less, but go pick them. That's Prize Picks. Go play them today. It's easy. Use the code Alamo. Download download the app and you've got $100 just waiting for you. That's code Alamo on the Prize Picks for a deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks, run your game. Head over to Prize Picks right now and use that knowledge. If it's football season, Prize Picks is the place to be. It's the best way to win real money this football season. It's Prize Picks. Go download it today. Alamo for $100. There's money waiting on it. Use your knowledge. Go win some more with the code Alamo and Prize Picks. And tell them Rob sent you.
How about them Cowboys? Jim Beam bringing fans together across Cowboys country. We rise as one in Texas in handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam highballs on game day in Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagel for my friends at Stevens Roofing, your local roofer. You know, summer is here, and that means long, hot days for everyone and everything, including your roof. Our hot Texas sun pounding down can degrade and age your roof. So for residential or commercial service, you need a reliable roofer you can trust and afford. That's Stevens Roofing. Online at stevensroofing.net or call them at 210-785-0994. That's 210-785-0994 for Stevens Roofing.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1. The band's back together. Rob showed up at work today. What a guy.
That's what I do.
Well, not always.
Most. I do not have an unblemished record.
It is like, and I know obviously you didn't have a say in the matter, but boy, it's a gutting feeling to wake up at 3:30. And to be honest, like once I wake up, I didn't look at my phone until I got in the car. And I got in the car and threw on Waze. And when I looked, I was like, who texted me
this early? It can't be good.
Like, oh no.
Yeah, I hate getting
not going to be in today. And I'm like, oh man.
That 4-hour nice little walk turned into an uphill hike.
Yep.
With a backpack.
And on a Monday, at least I had like some stuff to carry me through. I guess better than you being out on a random Wednesday or something like that.
Slow Tuesday in June.
I was like, couldn't he have waited until NFL regular season started? I could talk all day. Like I don't need anything. But you know, it's time. I could still use you in here, Rob.
Thank goodness.
Can still use you.
Thank
in here.
goodness. I'm not worn out yet.
CeeDee Lamb, not worn out yet. At least to Cowboys fan. But are you said before the break you're feeling more optimistic?
No, yeah. Why? Again, everybody it was the same notes every day. He could sign today. He could walk in, they'd sign, and now you start wondering: does he just not want to practice for a minute? I mean, is he waiting until they get back to Dallas so he doesn't have to?
Like he's had a lot of time.
Well, now because they're going to break camp on Friday. Why pack my bags and fly out? And then they're breaking camp and I'll fly back in. I'll just see y'all Monday when y'all move back home.
Well, yesterday, the reports came out that he got offered $33 million and passed. Like that wasn't enough.
Do you believe that?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Because I mean, Jerry made it sound like that was also the case. Like that.
Well, now, so we got to remember that the difference between being offered 33, what's the guarantee? I want to know.
Sure.
And what's the signing bonus?
Sure.
I mean, and how you're going to break this sucker up. And I get that's probably the sticking point. But normally, if you come to the dollar amount and how you get it, you're pretty much there. But I don't think anything has changed. Do you think Jerry upped? You think Jerry went up?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's what I really think, and I said this at the time. The simplest thing to do is look at the contract that Justin Jefferson just got, copy, paste, send to CD's agent.
I would have thought, but 33 isn't that more?
35 was Justin Jefferson.
Then he's going to have to go up.
So he would be the second highest paid wide receiver in the league. But
well, now we know that at the because the one thing we all know and I say we all know, with 90 as accurate of a prediction as me coming to work, is he will be on the Cowboys when the regular season starts. I mean, we all feel that way.
I tend to agree. Yeah. All right, we'll continue that conversation. We'll also talk about Tua, and Tua got some mean words said at him. We'll talk about that too. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding the work with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
Hey, you. I knew I'd find you back in the same aisle. What are you looking for today? More fiber, more laxatives, more of the same ways to manage your constipation? Look, if your constipation with belly pain keeps coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit JesseHernandezLaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or JesseHernandezLaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-298-9383. 800-298-9383. Again, that's 800-298-9383. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Center.
Cowboys nose tackle Mozzie Smith returned to practice yesterday after missing the Raiders game Saturday following an allergic reaction that caused him to spend time in the hospital. At the Little League World Series, Bernie is now 2-0 after Southwest got a 4-1 win over Southeast, as they are now 1 win away from the American Championship game of the Little League World Series. I'm Vic Brown with 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hour number 2 of the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm AJ. He's Rob. He's back.
Moaning.
Back in the saddle again. On a small Wednesday, we call it. Right? That's AC/DC.
No?
I don't know.
No.
Am I wrong?
Aerosmith?
Oh, it is Aerosmith. Yeah. I don't know why. Yeah.
It could have been.
No, it is Aerosmith. That's yeah. Back in the saddle again. I don't remember what album. Now I'm gonna have to look it up because now I'm gonna be pissed off about it. Aerosmith Rocks, 1976.
Yeah,
Back in the saddle.
The day.
Sebastian Bach did one in 2007
with what was his band?
Skid Row.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, Skid Row, great part of town in LA too. All right, CeeDee Lamb. We were discussing him, and before the break, you said there's no way he's not here for week 1. At what point do you change that into a concern? Like if he still hasn't practiced next week, like what's the timeline like?
What do you think? I don't know. I know he is the most important cog on this football team other than the quarterback.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
He's the best player on the offense, I think.
Yeah, well, I think even Dak would tell you that. But I don't know the singular importance to this offense. He is the most important guy on that side of the line other than the quarterback. But
partially because the depth behind him is there's not another even pretend number 1 wide receiver on this roster.
And you just brought up the fact that the Texans are going to cut at least one wide receiver that is an obvious NFL player in Mechie.
Like it's either Mechie or Robert Woods.
Which, and if you can get Bobby Trees or one of those, those are legitimate NFL start playing wide receivers, both of them. And I think there's others out there. And I think on the broader scheme, as I'm watching all the fantasy lists of things to draft, there's 3 rookie wide receivers every year that make a dent. Every year, it seems like. And we got Marvin Harrison Jr. this year going to make a dent. And maybe Jerry's going, you know what? No, I'm not going to pay that period. And he's going to play out this year, and we'll talk again at the end.
Yeah.
And he might be gone depending on what I can get free agent wise, because, I'm going to lose my quarterback too. I don't believe that to be the case, but with every passing day, I know this. he'll be he might not show up till week 1, but he's going to be the starter on week 1, and it's going to take a month. And look back at the history of guys that have held out and started the season. Most of them get dinged up pretty quick. Spend a week or two on the injured list, and then he'll be ready to play pro football at that kind of level about the same time it takes to go through training camp. We'll see him about October 1, finally get his groove.
One of the things I was considering, because yesterday, I don't know if you heard the Jeremy Fowler sound.
Yeah.
For those who haven't, here's what Jeremy Fowler said about whose contract should be prioritized between CD and Dak.
The more urgent matter right now, I would say, is that man, CeeDee Lamb. Because of the holdout, the stage is set for him to go first. That's been the feeling among the Cowboys sources I've talked to, that they're a little further along with Lamb than they are Prescott. Just hasn't gotten to the finish line yet because of that Justin Jefferson deal being $35 million per year, way ahead of the rest of the receivers. That has created a difficult dynamic. I'm told that the Cowboys believe they're in the ballpark as far as that figure. They just haven't come to it yet. You got the structure. You got what's probably going to be a 4-year deal, the guarantees. Like, there's a lot they're still hashing out right now.
So this was my thought when I heard that. It feels to me like if their plan is to keep both CD and Dak, getting Dak done first should be the priority. If that's the plan. Again, I've said I don't know if that is the plan. We've speculated that maybe this is Jerry's master plan all along, is to move on from and just start the whole thing over. But you have to remember that at the end of this season, while CeeDee Lamb's contract is up, it doesn't mean that CD can leave.
No, he can be franchised immediately.
Yeah.
Now, that gets in the way of Micah, but yeah, there's no way. And Jerry knows that.
But Dak can't. So Dak, like, if your plan is to keep both of them, you need to get Dak done ASAP, because otherwise he can just he can pack up his locker and leave after the last game.
It's 35 now.
After they get blown out in the playoffs or whatever.
They lose that playoff game. And it's 35 for 4 now, and probably 30 guaranteed a year. Something like that. Probably 120 guaranteed. I don't know what the Jefferson deal is, but that's probably
that's what it is. 4 years, 35.
And that's what it is right now. Right now.
Yeah.
If Jerry waits, does anybody told him it's going to be more? Like, dude, on February 1, what would be 35 now, Chase will probably have signed by then. Somebody else going to have a new deal. Somebody else is going to step into the front, and they're going to get 36. And now you're on the hook for 37, dude.
Yeah.
Now, maybe you'll have some more money in your bank account when you finally sign that deal. Maybe you know that, and I've been in that situation where I'll kind of have to overpay because I just quite frankly don't have the cash right now.
You don't want to get an overdraft fee.
And I get that. But I get there. I've been there because I did not plan appropriately, or suddenly something just popped up. This has been coming along with Dak. So for us to assume that this billionaire who has taken a $1 million company in the Dallas Cowboys and turned it into a multi-billion-dollar company, that this man, this entity, has either zero plan, which that's crazy to assume, or he is working the plan that has been in place. Now, we not know what that plan is, but it appears to me that he is working the plan that they have put in place, that one of these guys is gone, and one of these guys eventually going to get paid a whole bunch of money once the season is over, or something to that effect. Now, which one is going to be, I don't know. I honestly don't.
Well, I'm assuming you're right. Jamar Chase, his deal probably gets done too, but I mean, he's in the same situation CD is. If Jamar gets the same money that Justin Jefferson got, then the franchise tag number is going to be 33.
There you go.
Right around 33. Right around what they just offered him for 4 years of. So I don't understand. I mean, it's easy for me to say this as someone who's not writing a $35 million check. I don't understand what the difference is between giving him 35 and 33. Like, if that's what really it's all that's boiling down to. And I also get the PR of it, that you can't just say, he's not better than Justin Jefferson, because it's okay to think that. I also understand the PR of not being able to say, we don't plan on keeping him. I get all those things, but man, it is just weird And you know what? You said something last week, and guess what? It's already coming to fruition, because here's what Darius Slay had to say on his podcast about the Jerry Jones and CD situation.
This is not going to sound right. I know y'all ain't going to like what I say. I know this is an arch rivalry. I know this is an enemy. But we got to address this Jerry Jones and CD stuff contract. Like, this is crazy, because I'm all for my man get paid, man, because he's one of the best receivers in the league. And for Jerry to sit here and say he's not in a rush to get him situated, it's kind of crazy to be one of your best players on your team, and you're not in a rush to get him his worth. Like, that's his worth, man. He's, like I said, he's one of the best. And like, I don't know how they would do over there. I ain't gonna lie to you. It'd be hard for me to play for an organization like that, as in a guy that's just not willing to take care of his guys. Because I don't know y'all see how we get stuff done. I see y'all see it. See how he took care of Smitty, making sure he don't go nowhere. You see how he took care of Mulata, make sure he don't go nowhere, get him an extension. You see how he took care of Lane, make sure he ain't going nowhere. You see how he took care of AJ, and AJ had like 3 years left on his deal. You know what I'm saying? So you can see when a team and an organization appreciate what you do for their team, they take care of you. So I'm not sitting here to say I'm judging Jerry Jones in any type of way, but to sit here and say you're not in a rush to get your best player situated, it's kind of like crazy, because like I said, he's been an all-pro 2 years in a row, having over at least 1,400 yards 2 years in a row. So, like, how you don't want to take care of that? Like, how you don't want to look out for that?
This is what you said was going to happen. People around the league were going to take notice and go,
like, you're going to do that to CD? What are you going to do to me?
Exactly. Like, why sign there? If you like the Cowboy, if your organization, if you're not going to pay top dollar to outsiders, and you're not going to pay, top dollar or fair money to the guys that you've got, what's the upside of and you're not winning? What's the upside of signing there? Like, I would get it if somebody said, "Yeah, I'm going to I'll go play for the Chiefs." Yeah, like, okay, there. Yeah, I've heard Chris Jones complain they didn't want to pay Tyreek. I get it, but at least you're like, oh, you see what they're doing is working. Here, it's like it's not even working.
Well, we used to get mad at Jerry because he treated his football players like they were employees in his oil company. Like, in the real world, you work real hard, you do a good job, you get a raise. Yeah. In the NFL world, if you look like you could work real hard and do a good job, you get a raise. If you just look like it, you got to pay ahead of time, because when you pay the raise, you got to pay more. You don't for a player earned. And Jerry always had the reputation of, if you do your job and you work hard as a good Cowboy employee, on that second and third deal, you'll get paid, because they don't go get free agents. They grow within. And if you could do it, and if you manage to do it, eventually you get paid. And every now and then, Jerry will overpay. Will just overpay a dude. Remember the linebacker with the drop foot a couple years ago from Notre Dame? Jalen Brown. He, for 2 years, worked to get himself back, got himself back, and Jerry overpaid him. And I think that was the last contract that he decided, you know what, I'm never doing this again. I'm not going to give all the guaranteed money. I think he was mad at the Amari Cooper deal he signed. I think he was mad at the Jalen contract that he did. And at that moment, they changed ideas. They are no longer the team that will take care of you if you come to work and do your job. That's not them anymore.
You're right. I think you're right.
If you're not going to be that, you better be the team that goes out and gets the free agents and gets the splash dudes. But they're not even doing that.
No. Yeah, it is they're in an awkward situation from like the outsider's perspective. But again, this could be Jerry's master plan all along. Is I don't care. I don't care what people think of me, because I've got a plan, and you know how Jerry is. Mm-hmm. If he's got a plan and he thinks it's the right thing, no amount of outside thought is going to change his mind.
Made him $8 billion so far.
Exactly. And it kind of makes sense for him to trust that instinct, but at the same time, it's like, it's a weird situation. Certainly.
I would like to see eventually a player like CD will push the limits. And you say he'll show up on week 1, But you listen to Darius Slay, and there might be this underlying point of, you know what? Now I'm proving a point. Now this has gotten personal.
You know what? On the other side, there is one player I can think of notably that did do that, and he may be the reason why less people don't do it. We'll talk about that next. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM.
Hi, everybody. Scott Innes here. For 25 years, I've been voicing lovable cartoon dogs like Scooby-Doo, Astro. Hey, I love puppies and dogs. And now I get to help pets that need a voice to save their lives. That's where the Puppy Food Bank helps pet rescue organizations so they can feed puppies. For just $11 a month, you can save a pet's life. Go to puppyfoodbank.org now and donate, and they'll send you a nice gift. Puppy Food Bank is proudly supported by Thomas J. Henry.
Attention Roadrunner fans, get ready for an electrifying season of UTSA football. Season tickets are on sale now, starting at just $90. That's right, for only $90 you can catch all the action, all the touchdowns, and all the excitement at the Alamo Dome. Bring your family, bring your friends, and join the fun as we cheer on our UTSA Roadrunners to victory. Don't miss out on the best deal in town. Get your season tickets today and be a part of the Roadrunner family. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football, it's more than a game, it's an experience. Go Runners!
Hi, this is Congressman Joaquin Castro. Here in Military City, USA, we're proud to stand by our veterans. Every year, my office is honored to help San Antonio veterans and military families with delayed benefits, claims, and service questions. Just know that if you need a hand, we're here for you. Call 210-348-8216 or visit castro.house.gov/help to learn more. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Dave Ramsey here for pure, clean, soft water. Get a Connecticut water softener. You can try a Connecticut absolutely free for 90 days with no contract. Call Connecticut of San Antonio today at 210-656-PURE.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real-person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit. Credit for deciding while stuck in traffic to get a bachelor's degree. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. Students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's. And graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. Get your application fee waived through August 29th. Flexible online and hybrid classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Nigel, why are you wearing a backpack?
I'm going back to school.
Folks, when your AC decides to flunk out or your home's plumbing is stuck in detention, you don't have to worry. At Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC, and Heating, our technicians are certified with all the latest technology and can fix any plumbing or AC issue fast and at a fair price because you deserve A+ service.
Gotta go, Joel. We're studying paper mache. I might have to pull an all-nighter.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 885-898-M16004.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We're talking about CeeDee Lamb and what are the real possibilities that he could miss actual game time. And I generally think he doesn't want to do that. But if you recall, 2018, Le'Veon Bell missed the entire season. Just said, I'm not going to play until my contract's right. And he missed out on a full year of like NFL service time. He just said, I'm out. 2018, missed the whole season. Went from being a guy who he was off back-to-back 1,200 plus yard seasons. You know, he was at the top of the game. And I'm pretty sure in his, I don't know if in his last 4 years combined, he had 1,200 yards. Things went downhill for Le'Veon quickly. I think Le'Veon Bell is he's the reason why guys are likely to not skip time, because it was such a bold move at the time. It just didn't happen because people didn't want to lose game checks. They definitely didn't want to lose a year of vesting time. And Le'Veon Bell said, I'm going for it, man. I'm just not going to do it. And he missed that year, and then he finished up his career bouncing around from the Jets to Tampa to Baltimore to, I think, Kansas City, all over the place, but didn't really grab on anywhere and didn't really have success. That's why players don't want to go that route, besides missing out on game checks and missing out on adding years to their career. But he's sort of the warning to everybody, but he was also a pioneer. Like, it was like, man, you can actually do this.
Yeah, and he probably fired his agent right after that was done.
Probably
he probably
so.
lost $30 million.
Probably so.
Over that whole escapade. The other concern, there's a lot of wide receivers out there. And, you think about the Cowboys don't have them, but they are out there. Do you think CeeDee's absence is going to drive McCarthy and Shoddy and the offense? There's a plan to play Dak the starters at some point. They're going to get a couple of snaps during the preseason, maybe a quarter, maybe a few. Do you feel like do you think you're going to have to pull Dak off the sidelines to start throwing to some other receivers in preseason if you're starting to think CeeDee, even though he probably will show up for week one, he's not going to be game ready week one, and you might want to have your quarterback in some live game action, maybe a little bit more than you chose or wanted to throw to the Tolberts and or to all the Jalens, and to get out there and actually do it in game, because practice is one thing.
Yeah. By the way, it was Jalen Smith last segment. We were talking about the linebacker. I don't know why I said Jalen Brown, the Boston Celtics, but
like guy's name Jalen.
I got reprimanded by Edwin, and then I looked over, and the Brigade Bar corrected me as well. Thank you guys. First of all, Dak hasn't played in a preseason game since 2019. I don't think the Cowboys want Dak to play in the preseason.
I know they don't, especially a guy with no contract. I'm not pretty sure he doesn't want to play either.
And a beat up foot, or ankle, whatever it is.
But you step in with an empty running back room with a bunch of Joes, and you're minus your number one dude. You'd maybe want to spend some time with your other quarterbacks and some live game action, quarter maybe.
That's wild. It's something I hadn't really considered, but I'd still probably not do it.
I mean, but then again, I'm McCarthy. What do I got to lose?
That's true too. Yeah.
What are you going to fire me?
Oh yeah. My quarterback broke his ankle in the preseason. I'm fired. Okay.
Wow.
Fine.
Save the pain. I'll just go ahead and leave now.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. You're right. McCarthy has nothing to lose, but also Well, I would say McCarthy. I don't know if McCarthy has that decision-making power, but what are they going to do? I mean, to take it away from him, they'd have to fire him.
Pretty much. You know what? Sadly, I don't think he does have that power.
It's so I mean,
I don't think he does.
This is so unprecedented, honestly. Like this whole scenario, it's like a football soap opera is what we've got here.
Yep, just another day in the life. The Dallas Cowboy fandom.
It's very intriguing.
But just enough good news. I'll tell you what, if you didn't dance away from Saturday, watching that offensive line just do exactly what you had just dreamed of, knowing full well that two of those dudes are going to be starting. I mean, Guyton is going to start. Yeah. I don't care. It is a done deal. And BB might have just played himself into a starting center. Maybe probably guard, but played himself into a start.
Yeah.
I mean, that was that impressive.
And it makes you feel good because you're, that week 1 matchup that's just a couple weeks away. There's a Myles Garrett and a Zadarius Smith going to be on either end, and it's going to be a handful.
And you go into it without your number 1 wide receiver, with Zeke Elliott, whatever is left in that tank. You're not coming in fully staffed in a situation where if you don't get out of the gates early, you got a mid-season that is a gauntlet. And if it starts bad, it doesn't get easy until right around Thanksgiving. That's no joke.
Yeah. No, it is a brutal start to the year. It's not the kind of schedule that you want to be playing yourself into.
Seems like it's almost by design that you're just bringing your team into the season with every possible strategy against them. With what can I do to hamstring my football team? Well, how about I don't have a head coach in place? And how about I have a quarterback that isn't in place? And how about I don't pay my best player on offense? And how about I keep my defensive guys just on edge enough with a brand new defensive coordinator where I change the entire style? And I tell everybody if it doesn't work out, everybody's not getting paid or fired.
How shocked would you be if the Cowboys won 12 games again?
I wouldn't be, there is the other side of it. And we already talked about it today. You've got a field goal kicker who cannot miss. You've got a defense that looks like it's going to turn the ball over 2 or 3 times a game. You're already starting with, say, a 5-point +5. If you got a field goal kicker that ain't going to miss, and you're going to pick the ball off or turn the ball over 2 times a game, you're already up 5-0 at kickoff. So, yeah, it wouldn't be shocking at all to see them find their way into 12 wins and be a very, very competitive football team and force Jerry to pay everybody. It's like the Expendables movie. We're going to put all together for one last mission. And if you can survive the mission, you'll all be wealthy beyond belief.
Las Vegas, Nevada, fortunately, they set numbers on things like this. If you look at the Cowboys' alternate win total and say you believe the Cowboys will go over 11.5 wins, Las Vegas will give you +235.
All right.
I'd be shocked if they won 12 games. I just think we talked about this out at Oxnard. It's undisputable that the roster this year is worse than the roster a year ago. The schedule's tougher. You've got all this drama. You've got drama with your head coach. Even though, God bless him, Mike McCarthy's putting a brave face on and he's being a pro about it. He doesn't feel good about this.
No.
Same with Dak, to his credit. Like, Dak's answering these questions all the time. He's not bitching. He's not crying. He's going out there and he's practicing, and apparently he's just going to play. But he's probably feeling I'll say he's not feeling the love. You know?
But he knows he is the one guy in this equation that no matter what happens, greatness is coming. Wealth beyond your wildest dreams is 6 months away. Just stay alive, man. Stay alive.
Unless your foot falls off.
Like I said, just stay alive, man, because even with half a foot, and minus an Achilles, you're going to be in pretty good shape. Just stay alive, man. It's the Expendables. Just get home alive, and all your wildest dreams will come true.
And obviously, we know CD's not happy as he's not there. Michael Parsons isn't thrilled. He piped down and has been a good soldier about it, because I think he realized how far down the list on the problems that the Cowboys have he is, but he's not thrilled to be playing right now either. So I just can't picture this team having the success that they had a year ago.
Well, here's a little bit of good news. We saw, the attitude is now in modern football, you cannot win unless you have a quarterback under a rookie contract. I mean, that's pretty much de rigueur unless you have a great, and then you fill in the pieces. I would say there are two other guys in the NFL that you cannot win with unless you have them in place and paid and hopefully cheap. And one of them is left tackle. And the Cowboys now have what will be eventually a $40 million a year left tackle.
Yeah.
By the time he signs in 4 years, you figure left tackles are going to be up there, right there where wide receivers are trying to live now. I mean, I don't know what Trent's getting in San Francisco, but whatever that is, add about 15, 20% in 4 years. You have the benefit of a left tackle that you're going to have to pay a crap load of money in about 4 years to, because you can just see Guyton. You can just tell this guy looks like legendary stuff.
Listen, I don't disagree.
Go do it. Spend the money that you're going to have to spend later now.
I don't disagree, but we're also talking about a guy who's played in 2 preseason games.
Yeah, but sometimes you can just kind of tell, and you can kind of tell this guy, injuries could get in the way, and there might be some demons. But as far as physicality and ability to play at this age, you could see it with Tyron years ago. You could see it with Tyler when he showed up from Tulsa a couple years ago, and you can tell with this Guyton kid, he's got it. This guy can play as long as something weird doesn't happen. We got us an All-Pro. That I guarantee you, they're skipping around Frisco right now, knowing they got a future All-Pro tackle that's going to be cheap for the next 3 years.
I mean, I'm sure they're feeling good about it, but it's again, we're so early in his career that it's like, okay. I think that what the Cowboys really have, like the best thing they've got going for them is they still play in a crummy ass division. Like the Commanders and the Giants are still light years behind even this seemingly lesser version of the Cowboys. And the NFC in general, you don't see a lot of teams that you're like, oh, that's a sure playoff team. That's a sure playoff team. Like it feels like even it'll be hard for the Cowboys not to make the playoffs. Like it'll take disaster for them not to make the playoffs. But after last year, and obviously going out the way they did, I think everybody was hoping for something better this year, and I just don't know that it's happening. And I don't know that holding out and having all these contract issues play out to the very end was the answer to fixing that.
Well, again, what did he tell us? Maybe my definition of all in is very different from yours, because this feels very much conceived and planned a long time ago.
Yeah. All right. When we come back, first thing we're going to do is give away future tickets, because I'm a gentleman. And Rob, by the way, I said yesterday, I'm not a big future guy. It's not my genre. I like hip hop as much as the next guy. I'm not crazy into the mumble auto tune scene, but Future and Metro Boomin, apparently, I mean, they're playing Frostbank. It's clearly there's an audience for it. Rob is familiar. He's like, oh yeah, he knows all the words.
I'm down with
Rob was actually throwing some stuff down. So we'll give those away coming up, and we'll play some McCarthy sound as well. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, we've got you covered whether you're a Texans fan or a Cowboys fan.
Indy Kalu will join us to talk Texans, Shireen Williams talking Cowboys, and rock music lessons from Joe Reinagel.
Yeah.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Cowboys! South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 3. After wrapping training camp at the Star in Frisco, the Cowboys take on the Los Angeles Chargers at Jerry World in Arlington for their final preseason game. Pre-game starts at 2 p.m. Presented by AA Best Bell Bonds and Ewald Kubota. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
How'd you wake up this morning? You feeling good about yourself? Did you look in the mirror and say, that's the person that I expect to be? If that's you, keep it to yourself and move along. But if you're like the rest of us and not feeling very good about yourself, not looking good and certainly feeling tired, it's time to meet Dr. Jacob Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. I met him when I was nearly 300 pounds and didn't think I was ever going to feel any better than I did that day. 8 years later, I'm down 80 pounds and feel younger than I have in a long time. You deserve that, but you got to take the step. Call Dr. Torres and let him explain to you why he's been so successful, why thousands of people just like you have lost the weight that they needed to lose and kept it off. That's why Dr. Torres is so successful. His website is iffhealth.com. Go there. Take the functional health test. It will open your eyes. If it's time to lose weight, if you have resolved to do it, call Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. Change your life and thank me later.
Train heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent train dealer. Traininfo.com. It's hard to stop a train. Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
After a total renovation of their greens, Olympia Hills invites you to their grand relaunch event the weekend of September 13th. Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that's been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Follow on social media for updates and witness the transformation of your favorite course. Discover premier golfing in Bexar County with the grand relaunch the weekend of September 13th. Book your tee time now at olympiahillsgolf.com.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem. And it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyer4us.com.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circusports.com for details.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
If you're going to the University of Texas now, you don't know who the hell Kevin Durant.
Yes, you
Come
do.
on, you don't know.
Oh, that's like saying that the kids that are going there now have no idea who Vince Young is or who Earl Campbell is.
They don't. I guarantee you, I'd love to go up there and take a poll.
You always
in
want to
Austin.
take a poll.
Exactly.
I'm starting to worry about you.
I like polls.
I know.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, this is Greeny. Join me today at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I love it. There's a little debate in the YouTubes. John says, how many teams have an elite edge receiver and quarterback like the Cowboys? Very few. He says you don't rebuild when you have all the elite pieces. Just draft better for what you need. And then J4 says, I love my Cowboys minus Dakota, but our time to win a title was last year and the last Amari Cooper year. We have to rebuild now. I mean, that's kind of what's
that's the razor right there
down the middle. It really is, dude. It's it is there are two camps. There is a clear and defined two groups of Cowboy fans right now who are like, let's pull the Band-Aid off and start this thing over. And the other ones are like, let's just get Dak paid and we're close.
For those of us that have existed on both sides of this, the abyss is awful, but being average might be worse. I don't know which is actually worse. I know that both situations are terrible because when you're bad and you're not good at getting good, because there are some GMs, like the Rams are good at getting good. I don't know why they are. Cowboys, they get bad. It takes 4 or 5 years to get good. We've seen it. I mean, for those of us that have lived through it, the abyss seems awfully bad. And just to even question whether you want to lose Doc or not tells you why he's so divisive, because it's bad. It's bad without him.
I'm going to tell you, I believe that being in that creamy middle is the worst.
It is.
Because the Bills, after the Music City Miracle in 1999, they went on a historic run of not making the playoffs. From 2000 to 2016, they didn't make the playoffs. But it was like 8-8, 8-8, 6-10, 9-7, 7-9, 7-9, 6. Like, you're not bad enough to get the players you need to get good, but you're not good enough to do anything. It's, to me, that's the worst place you can be.
And then add in an owner that will consistently make you believe things are better than they are.
Yeah.
That at least in Buffalo, you had a realistic expectation of what was coming. And
you know what else?
We're going to suck this year and we're just going to have to muddle through it. No, Cowboy fan never, not once, has gone into a year, even though they had Anthony Wright at quarterback, that with that attitude of other than, well, if this doesn't work, that other thing will, and we'll be 9-7 and we'll get into the playoffs.
You know what else you've got? Besides an owner who's overly optimistic, you've also got national media constantly telling us how good this team is, or what, like that this team is better than I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Actually, I can't imagine it's a good thing. Like, to just be told that you're better than you are, or you're more important than what, like, it makes you believe that everything's okay when it's not.
And Jerry's a regular season guy. That's the guarantee. You got to win in the regular season to even begin to think about playoffs, and to win in the regular season is to become a $8 billion franchise, to sell those tickets, to fill the buildings wherever you go, and to sell the jerseys. And we're selling tickets and selling jerseys. I mean, that has never gone away.
Britain says maybe sign Dak with a trade clause and trade him for a number 2 if there's another true number 1 QB in college.
Well, one thing is Dak ain't never going to sign anything with unless there's no trade, no franchise.
Yeah.
He went through that, and that'll never happen again. And Jerry on the other side will never go into any kind of deal that he doesn't have the ability to move a player ever.
Well, if you say that Jerry's never going to budge on that and Dak's never going to budge on that, then we might as well forget about this thing.
Dak, I think Dak you can be bought. I think I could probably buy a no trade clause from you. You know what I mean? I could pay you enough to where you go, oh yeah, I'm good. You don't need to trade me. I'm pretty comfortable with the dollar amounts I'm going to be getting here that are now guaranteed.
Rin says national media never says how good the Cowboys are. They all dog the Cowboys.
No,
that's
wrong,
false.
Man. It is the other way around.
The Cowboys and somehow the Jets have become this. And I don't understand when the Jets became, like, I always thought that, like, the Jets were to the Giants as the Mets were to the Yankees. Like the clear number 2 in town, the number 2 show in town. And imagine Sports Center always talking about the Mets instead of the Yankees. That'd be weird, right? When did this happen where the Jets became like a feature story on every NFL presentation?
Well, when the AR arrived,
that's the big difference.
Yes.
Yes. So, wow.
Well, I mean, I don't want to put too much shine on what probably doesn't deserve it. But when you look at the Jets, Brees Hall, third in fantasies, which tell you that there's lots of expectation there. Mike Williams is now a wide receiver. They've got Garrett Wilson. I know that I'm looking at their depth chart. I don't know how many often they run 3, but I'm also looking at the depth chart showing Tyron Smith already on the injured list. Offensively, the Jets are loaded for freaking bear, man.
Remember, I just talked about the Bills went on that historic run of missing out on the playoffs from 2000 to 2016. The Jets they've now not made the playoffs since 2010.
Oh, I know. But this take the Jet logo off and just say this is a starting lineup. You got Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, Garrett Wilson and Mike Williams at wide receiver, Brees Hall at running back. Dude, that's top quarter easily. Maybe more than that as far as offensive power. So I like their offense more than the Cowboys right now.
Yeah. Well, certainly with the players that have shown up. Oh yeah, I forgot. I got to give away these future tickets. Let's do. What do we think? Do we want to give it to Brigade Bar? Or do we want to give it to the phone? Okay, we'll give it to. Well, Vic says the phone. Sorry, guys. I was going to give it away to the YouTube guys, but Vic said no.
Yeah, let's do the phone today.
Okay.
Is he an actor that became a rapper or a rapper that became an actor?
I've got no idea.
I have no idea.
I thought it was Future from 8 Mile.
That's him.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No.
Oh.
No.
I thought this is who we got.
No, Future is just a character name on 8 Mile.
But I thought that's who was.
No, there's a real rapper named
Future.
Future.
No, I knew that one too. I thought this was the 8 Mile one.
No, this is the real one.
This is the real one. Oh. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, this is not him.
Here's what we're going to do.
That's not him. That's not Future.
That's not the guy that was working he didn't do the rap battles at the shelter.
That's not him.
Here's what we'll do. I want someone who's been listening all day to win these things. And you know, that might be someone who's listening on the YouTube, but they're going to have to pick up their phone and make a phone call.
Too. Yes.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Rob injured himself gravely at home. Grave injury. All I want to know is what body part did Rob injure? The first person to call in at 656-3776 and tell Vic what body part did Rob injure yesterday, and you will win tickets to see Future out at Frost Bank Center along with his boy Metro Boomin. They're a tag team. Tag team back again.
Is Ray Gun going to be dancing?
I don't know. You know what I've also got to do? I got an email that said I needed to do this.
Oh, we need to. We're playing golf.
That's right. Yeah. Join San Antonio Sports Star on the links at the Fall Golf Classic, presented by the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla. I can't believe I've got to read this every day. It's coming Monday, September 30th at Olympic Hills Golf Course. I sound ridiculous when I say the Texas Chancla. It sounds good on the commercials. When I say it, I sound like an idiot.
No, you sound appropriate.
Singles are $120, foursomes $400. Hole-in-one contest for $50K. That's sponsored by Mercedes-Benz. Register now at sasportstar.com for the 2024 San Antonio Sports Star Fall Golf Classic, Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Course, presented by the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Yeah, you're getting here. We do 2 a year. This will be our spring one out at Olympia. Let me tell you, last time, guys, we sold out with 2 weeks before the entries.
Excellent.
Just warning everybody, we legit sold out. I think we had a couple of spots to fill that last week. If you want to play, this is no longer a walk-up deal. You're going to have to sign up early.
This is brought to you in part by San Antonio Sports, Beam, Suntory Global Spirits, Flight by Yingling, Tamalitos. Am I saying that right?
I think so.
Tamalitos. PPL Motorhomes, Mercedes-Benz of Selma, and the after party will be at the Break Room, 8084 Pat Booker Road in Universal City.
All right.
And the Olympia Hills Golf Course is newly renovated.
Yeah, they
renovated it for this tournament.
All summer. They've been closed down. They had those weird greens in the middle of the fairway all summer long, and they've all been seeded, and they're all pretty, and we'll be playing there 2 weeks after the place has been open to the public. It'll be nice and fresh.
That's right. They said, we're going to get this thing looking good.
So you guys can come beat the hell out of it.
Yeah. They said we can't play, but...
Oh, I'm bringing clubs. I just won't play officially, but, I can be pot for a tee off. Or,
that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to ride around in the cart, drinking beer, and
That's what we'll do.
I'm just going to go up and
because I'm a lefty,
whack a few balls.
I'll bring my own clubs. You can just play with theirs.
I'm going to bring one club.
A rake.
I'm bringing my big stick, and that's it.
What club are you bringing? A driver?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm not bringing my driver.
That's it. Because, if I'm going to hit a bad golf shot, I'll hit it a long way.
I wonder if we're going to have the cannons.
What are you going to do? Bring your putter?
Yeah,
you're going to putt for someone?
Drive for show. You putt for dough, AJ.
Yeah,
that's what I've been told
to be had here. I'm all flash, no substance.
Bring a rake and a hoe. You wait till you meet her. She's great.
I was going to say, Kelly's already mad at you. You're going to be pissed. She's
Don't go there. You're about to join me in that doghouse.
No, I'm saying she's going to be pissed off that you're bringing a hoe on the.
Okay.
I would never do.
I know you would.
Please.
I'm going to bring a rake and a hoe.
She's a lady.
She's a lovely lady.
She's a lovely lady. Dorothy Mantooth is a saint. All right.
We're playing golf with.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be.
And we'll be drinking beer. We'll be drinking Yingling Flight is what it's. Oh my God.
That might be the next beer I have. September.
I just talked about beer that's too easy to drink. Imagine how many ounces of Yingling Flight can I put down?
Can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
100 ounces I put down now.
It's a matter of an hour.
At one concert. Now I got a full day of golf tournament. And I'm going to be like moving around and moving and shaking.
Yes, sir. It's going to be a good time. Anybody who's been at our tournaments knows the back nine. That's a different place. We play golf different out there. Every hole's a little different.
I think maybe we should just take the day off and play golf.
I've been angling that for years, but they keep making us work.
You'd think they just start the thing at 10 o'clock. Like wait for the morning show guys and because everybody wants to play with the morning show guys.
They do.
They're like, oh, well, it's no fun if we can't play with the hosts. Of course they want to play with the hosts.
They should. You won't win, but you have a good time.
That's right.
But, we pull some sway. And
that's what it's all about.
It's our tournament. And
I'll whip a scorecard like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, man, I'm
Bubba.
bringing a racer. We'll be good.
That's right. Yeah, I'm you got to turn your mic off when you guys. Yeah. Vic.
Yeah.
Turn your mic off. All right. This guy, he got on air yesterday, and now he's like, thinks his mic just needs to be on all the time.
Well, he's good.
He's in there yelling, and
we have a winner, though. We know that.
Raising hell. Yeah, I don't know who it is.
He knows it's the right future, right?
That's right.
Let him know.
He knows.
It's not the other one. It's the other one.
So as long as someone got it, who's our winner, Vic?
It is. I can't pronounce his last name. It's Mike Hubenthal. Huben. Huebenthaal.
Hubenthal, obviously.
Hubenthal. He sounds like a
Hubenthal. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Mike. He knows that Rob grievously injured his toe, his pinky toe.
Not pretty.
It might be amputated.
It might need to be for those of you who really.
It looks like
it
needs to be.
Really gross.
Ew.
My very first. God, it's vile.
Sorry to do that.
My very first MMA fight, my first amateur fight, the fight ended in 90 seconds. And when you leave the cage, you have to get checked out by the doctor to make sure, like for insurance purposes. Right. So if you're hurt, they take care of you. And I was all jacked up on
Right.
adrenaline. I'm like, the guy barely touched me. I said,
great.
I said, I'm great, Doc. I feel perfect. And he's like, awesome. So I walked back to the back room and taking my gloves off, and my coach goes, dude, what happened? And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, your toe. And I looked down at my toe, and it was like
How?
that, like my big toe was
How?
off to the side and like floppy.
Was it
purple,
due to a move that the dude did, or
broken, bloody, and purple, completely snapped? I watched back the film, and I push kicked him in the chest, and you can see my big toe go underneath my foot, and like my own foot broke my big toe. And as soon as I saw my
Then the
toe,
pain hit?
the pain hit. I didn't feel it at all until I saw it, and I was like, oh, no!
That's like a war wound, like those dudes when you've been shot. I've been shot.
What? Yeah, my toes like it was all floppy, just like I was like, oh no. It's like, yeah, we got to call the doctor back here. It's just like, oh yeah, that's bad.
No, mine's still hanging on for dear life.
Well, that's good.
It might just fall off.
That's
at some point.
good.
Right now, it's hanging on for dear life.
And you didn't kick a person with it.
No, I
Luckily.
didn't. I kicked an inanimate object.
Yeah.
I saw God though.
Well, and he said, that's what you get for getting
You
wasted
earned
last
this.
night.
Wear it.
Yeah, you should have behaved yourself on Friday. Kelly prayed for you to have this
Things
injury.
You said to me last night.
Kelly prayed to me that this injury would befall you, so I owe her one.
That's what she was praying. I had no idea.
We'll talk Tua on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle, 941 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jim Rome. Have a take, don't suck on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Vanguard is 100% client-owned, serving over 50 million investors every day. Whether you're planning for retirement, putting your kids through college, or saving up for your next adventure, Vanguard can help you set personalized investment goals. All investing is subject to risk. Vanguard is owned by its funds, which are owned by Vanguard's fund shareholder clients. Copyright 2024, The Vanguard Group, Inc. All rights reserved. Vanguard Marketing Corporation Distributor.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's football season, and you know the best place to watch games is at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College, pro, the games are on at the Roo. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust new Febreze car vent clips, now with 3 times greater scent control, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with new Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing, which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? Easy Cater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. Easy Cater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with Easy Cater. Start your order at easycater.com.
With Progressive Snapshot, you could save on auto insurance rates by driving safely, which is great because you're rarely rewarded for just being you. Ever get rewarded for being left-handed? No. You get to use weird scissors. Your reward for being a Capricorn? Cold birthdays that conflict with the holidays. And your reward for quickly responding to every work email? More emails. But with Snapshot, even left-handed Capricorns with proper email etiquette could get rewarded for good driving. So download the Progressive app today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Snapshot not available in all states or from all ages.
94.1 FM, San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys nose tackle Mozzie Smith returned to practice yesterday after missing the Raiders game Saturday following an allergic reaction that caused him to spend time in the hospital. At the Little League World Series, Bernie is now 2-0 after Southwest got a 4-1 win over Southeast, as they are now 1 win away from the American Championship game of the Little League World Series. I'm Vic Brown with 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Bum, 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 bum. This music marks the glorious return of Rob Thompson to the Morning Huddle.
It is indeed glorious.
After a long, long absence. I started the show yesterday by saying that you had died tragically, and
yeah.
I thought
begged for it.
I thought there would be a bunch of sympathy coming in on the YouTube, and it was like, well, whatever, man.
Carry on.
They're like, well, when are you going to get a co-host? Who's next?
I'm like the drummer on Spinal Tap.
Yeah, one guy was like, you should work with Reinagel. I was like, oh,
that would be fun.
Well, yeah, yesterday, Dax, the boss,
our suit,
called and was like, what do you think about, it looks like Rob's going to be out tomorrow. What do you think about working with Joe Reinagel? And I was like, oh, man, I'm not opposed to working with Joe. I just feel bad. Like, they're going to have to do 4 hours of radio too. And this week already, they're going to Vegas later on in the week.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is already a packed week for them. Last thing I want to do is, hey man, you want to also get up super duper early on Tuesday and come do some radio with me? So I just said, you know what, I'll roll again like we did today, and it'll Vic will have to pretend like he watches sports, and
Well,
and I noticed
I'll
that
be
Edwin,
what I got to do.
Edwin even came in on his day off today.
I know, yeah, because I said we're gonna have a big WNBA segment tomorrow, and he was like, "Okay, I'll be there. I'll be there to map it out."
He was ready.
And then he saw your car here today. He was like, "I thought Rob was gone."
Dang it.
And he said, "So does this mean the WNBA thing is off?" And I was like, "Yeah, sorry, man.
Just save it. It's evergreen.
Yeah, we'll do it.
We'll do it eventually.
Don't worry, we'll get there. We'll get to it." Tua is in the news again because he didn't get treated real good. Brian Flores apparently was about tough love. Here's what Tua had to say about the differences between playing for Flores and Mike McDaniel.
To put it in simplest terms, if you woke up every morning and I told you you suck at what you did, that you don't belong doing what you do, that you shouldn't be here, that this guy should be here, that you haven't earned this right, and then you have somebody else come in and tell you, dude, you are the best fit for this. Like, you are accurate, you are the best whatever, you are this, you are that. Like, how would it make you feel listening to one or the other? You see what I'm saying? And then you hear it, regardless of what it is, the good or the bad. And you hear it more and more. You start to actually believe that. I don't care who you are. You could be the president of the United States. You have a terrible person that's telling you things that you don't want to hear, or that you probably shouldn't be hearing. You're going to start to believe that about yourself. And so that's sort of what it was. I mean, it's basically been 2 years of training that out of not just me, but a couple of the guys as well that have been here since my rookie year all the way till now.
Well, to be fair, you did stink your rookie year.
There was kind of the interception issue early on.
It's funny. I like Brian Flores a lot, and apparently in that same interview, he called Brian Flores. Tua called Brian Flores a terrible person. I don't know Brian Flores personally. I think that Brian Flores got a raw deal. I saw someone on SportsCenter saying Brian Flores got fired because he couldn't get on the same page as Tua. I was like, that's revisionist. You guys forget that Brian Flores got fired because the owner wanted him to tank, and he said, "I'm not playing along with that."
Mm-hmm.
And then the owner got caught up in basically
lure Brady in and all kinds of people. It was a weird position to be in.
It really was.
And when Dayball got hired to the Giants, didn't Belichick text the wrong Brian?
Yes. Yeah. But Brian Flores is a guy who I'm surprised hasn't had another head coaching job.
Well, but this doesn't help.
Exactly.
But I will say, oh, come on, Tua. Come on.
He does sound kind of like a...
Yeah. You had a head coach who didn't like you and didn't want to win and told you sucked every day. I'm not going to buy that. I refuse. Now, maybe Flores was stuck with a quarterback that he quite frankly didn't want. But there's been a lot of coaches over the years, and it's probably not the first time that Brian Flores himself was on a team with a coach and the quarterback didn't quite match because of previous general manager picks. But to hear, he made me feel bad about myself, and he told me, "Come on, you're a grown ass man getting paid millions of dollars. Go to work.
Yeah.
Go to work."
Well, and remember that he started Ryan Fitzpatrick over Tua, and that was a big controversy. And the Tua had his feelings hurt then too.
And didn't Fitz throw for 30 touchdowns that year?
I think so,
Wasn't he ridiculous when that Fitz magic time?
So I don't know. It sounds like sour grapes.
It very much does. It very much does.
But the whole remembering that Flores didn't get fired for anything to do with Tua. Flores got fired because he didn't play ball with a crooked owner.
And I think there's a lot to it. And the thing is, Tua played for Saban. I get the sense the guy's been coached hard, but I just can't imagine an NFL coach whose very future depended on Tua's success. I mean, literally, it depended on Tua's success, and
he
Tua,
didn't pick him.
And he didn't pick him, and Tua wasn't successful, and he got fired.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't. So you're telling me that he cut his own nose off despite his face, that he did everything to get himself fired because he didn't like you. I don't believe that. I think that it was probably an inappropriate offense, and it wasn't really structured for what Tua was good at. And they went and got a coach to coach what Tua was good at. So very different. But I hate hearing grown men go, you know what? He just didn't help self-actualize me. You know, he didn't give me the room to grow and to flower. Well, shut up and go to work.
Listen, I think Brian Flores may be stuck being a DC for the rest of his life because he also sued the NFL, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
He sued the NFL, he sued the Giants, he sued the Dolphins, and he sued the Broncos, alleging racial discrimination, going back to that Dayball text.
Wrong, Brian. You meant to text the white Brian.
It turns out, oh wow, they hired this guy before they interviewed any minorities. Interesting. Whoops. They never had it. The Broncos never wanted to hire him. That was and they tried to say that they flew him. They wanted to interview him. I don't know. I think that he's always going to have like a black eye because of the Stephen Ross thing. But to me, that's, if I'm an organization, I love that. I like a guy who's like, oh, I'm not going to lose. I'm going to do everything I can to win. I don't want a guy who's willing to tank. Screw that.
So he's DC in
Minnesota
right now.
Yeah, Minnesota. I think he's a great defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is an awkward situation for sure. But Tua's found a guy that listen, that's the thing. You're not always going to be a fit for every coach. And maybe Tua needs to do some mirror looking and some self-searching and saying, I wasn't the right fit for what Brian Flores and Adam Gase wanted to do. And, maybe and he is the perfect fit for what McDaniel wants to do. So he ends up in the right situation. Then why are you going to,
I don't get why he did that. And they went and got a coach that fit your skill set. You won the war. You got the coach fired. He's gone. He's now relegated to being a defense. Like you just said, he'll probably never a head coach again in the league. This certainly doesn't help it, but this is salt into a wound. Tua was extracting some revenge.
Salty. So we'll see. We'll see if I wonder when Miami plays Minnesota again.
It's going to be good when they do.
Oh, it's going to be Bounty Gate 2.0. Oh, you think I'm a terrible person, huh?
Flores is a tough guy, man. I wouldn't be surprised something like that. It might be just, by the way, that's Tua. Remember what he said about me.
Yeah. Anybody wants to get a rough in the passer penalty? Today's the day. Today is the day, friends. So we'll see. I don't know what the schedule lines up as, but eventually the NFL world is too small for them not to cross paths again.
Very petty on both sides.
Absolutely. We do have some sound from Mike McCarthy that we are going to get into. And you know what? We were earlier in the show when we were talking about CD, we talked about Jamar Chase, and Chad Johnson was on Adam Schefter's podcast, and he says that the Jamar Chase thing is getting pretty close.
Well, I think T's going to play obviously on the franchise tag this year. He'll be going somewhere else, and he'll get what's deserving of him. Being paid like a number one receiver. And Jamar, I think.
So T, in your mind, after the season, leaves Cincinnati.
Most definitely. I don't think they'll be able to pay two receivers the amount of money. I mean, especially what he deserves. I don't see him being paid like a number two. And Jamar's deal will get done probably sometime this week. Oh, definitely before the season starts. Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He said definitely, Adam.
Definitely.
He said definitely before the season starts.
Definitely before the season
Why
starts.
do you say definitely getting done?
Because I just know.
Huh. Do you think Chad Johnson does know? Do you think he's got any kind of inside info, or is he just?
You know what? Probably, and it's probably in some way where it's a workout. He works out with this dude, that coach who knows
He probably
this
talks
guy.
to Jamar Chase too, I would guess.
It's possible. If I'm Jamar Chase, I ain't happy that I got Ocho Cinco talking about my business about, he's going to sign. But again, Jerry, you listening? You listening, Jerry? Because it's going up.
The price of business keeps rising. All right, we will play some of that Cowboys sound, the Mike McCarthy sound on the other side of this thing. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, we've got you covered whether you're a Texans fan or a Cowboys fan.
Indy Kalu will join us to talk Texans, Shereen Williams talking Cowboys, and rock music lessons from Joe Reinagel.
Yay.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I hope you woke up this morning, stepped into a Connecticut water softened shower, and attacked the day. That's what I did. I've had a Connecticut for some time now. And people keep asking me, why would I want to change water softeners? Well, I'll tell you why. Connecticut was designed and built in the United States. It is the most efficient water softener in the business. You don't plug it in. There's nothing to break, and the warranty is as good as anything you're going to find. Is that enough? I'll tell you what, how about even more? Our water coming out of our aquifer and our wells, it makes some good sweet tea and some fine beer, but how about the stuff that gets stuck in your pipes? You don't see it till you call a plumber, and then when you see it, it's well too late. Get you a Connecticut. You're not going to have to worry about that. And right now, if you'll call them, you'll get 90 days without any kind of questions at all. They want to prove to you that Connecticut's the one. Dial 656-PURE. They'll come out immediately for all the details. Go to ConnecticutSA.com. Get yourself a Connecticut and thank me later.
That's a mouthful. But translation for GMTVCC.com is Give Me the VIN Classic and Collector Cars. It's a brand new buying division of Give Me the VIN, but it's for classic and collector cars. Experienced pro buyers will appraise an offer on your 1970 Hemi Cuda or 1988 Fox Body Mustang or your granddad's old 1985 square body Chevy truck. GMTVCC.com is where you go to get real money for classic and collector cars to get paid now. That's GMTVCC.com, brought to you by Give Me the VIN.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyer4us.com.
KFC doesn't play with their original recipe chicken nuggets, but they do drench them in sauce. Try KFC's latest saucy nuggets lineup, tossed in one of 5 dripping flavors, like fruity and fiery mango habanero, creamy smoky chipotle ranch, sweet and savory Korean barbecue, smoky tangy honey barbecue, or honey garlic with a kick of heat. No matter the flavor, drip like this, just don't quit. Grab 10 saucy nuggets for $5.99, only at KFC. It's finger-licking good. Prices and participation may vary. Tax, tip, and fees extra.
Are you an annoying coworker? Sending emails when everyone else is sleeping? Do they ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should go to Mattress Firm. They have knowledgeable sleep experts that can help you find a better bed, like a Tempur-Pedic. It has technology to keep you cool at night, meaning anyone, even people like you, can sleep. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our 11 locations and check out our tractor package deals. We're offering 0 down and 0 APR financing for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. Check out our package specials at ewaldkubota.com.
Now through September 30th, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Welcome in. AJ and Rob on a Tuesday. And Mike McCarthy, after another wildly successful practice day in Oxnard. I bet the weather's beautiful out there.
Man, what are we going to get, 105 today?
I think so.
Dude, this is when weather is trying to kill you.
My wife texted me and she was like, it's a cold front. And it was the week in Vegas. And it's like 102.
Yesterday felt Vegas because it was dry.
Yeah.
It make you feel like.
I feel like Sunday was worse. Was it Sunday that was like.
Was brutal.
Ugh.
But that they're done. They're going to come home on Friday and start facing some real weather.
That's right. Well, are they going to play indoors going forward?
I'll tell you what, it's hard to imagine those guys are still out there. You know what I mean? Can you imagine
it's a long time,
still
man.
out there?
It's a long time.
I'd be cranky.
Well, I don't know that I would be.
Well, the weather keeps you happy.
Living all right.
It's hard to imagine that the Deuce Vaughn we talked to hadn't even played. Now we thought he was done for. Now actually has a shot.
And we'd be cranky because we keep having to, get up at 2 a.m. to go work. If you just got a normal day and you get to go throw around a football and
wake up in that weather. Yeah.
Wouldn't be that bad.
I get it.
Wouldn't be that bad. You talked a lot about the offensive line and how good the offensive line looked in the game. Mike McCarthy is also feeling optimistic about BB and Guyton, the two guys that you singled out.
Yeah, I think both young guys, number one, good. We got the quality reps that we were looking for. Our total plays was down just a tad, but I like what those guys are doing. So you start with Cooper. He's obviously a really good anchor in there. His tenacity, he plays with, stands out. But it's taking every rep at centers is different for him. So he's clearly is getting better by the day, just with the declarations and the mechanisms that are needed at that position. So I was very pleased, and same with Tyler. I mean, Tyler needs to play. I mean, just look at his hands and feet. Just make sure we're coordinated there, and just the specifics of how everything fits together. So I felt good about really all those guys.
You think BB is because remember when we were out there, it seemed like Brock Hoffman was really taking a hold of the job, and it was almost a given that Cooper Beebe was going to be like a swing interior lineman, play a little guard, play a little center, but all in a backup role. Do you think do you think Brock Hoffman's practicing?
I still think Hoffman's
poorly, or okay.
I still think Hoffman's a starter, but I do think that they needed to see that BB was capable, just in case. But I'm looking at the current ESPN Cowboys depth chart, and Chuma Adoga at left tackle. That's not going to be it.
No,
I think Guyton's going to get that left tackle gig. Smith will stay at left guard. Hoffman will stay at center. Martin certainly at right guard, and Steele at right tackle. And you're going to see BB be that swing guard or tackle, and Adoga will be the swing tackle. That would be my guess when they get that going. And I think they're pleasantly surprised with BB, but more importantly, it's the play of Brock Hoffman that has just been a shock. from the first day of training camp. They just didn't think they had a center in place, and Hoffman came and took the job. So I think in as much as McCarthy, and you're going to find over this season when we talk to him, he is more concerned about his offensive line than any other position in the quarterback room. That's McCarthy visits every day with the offensive line and the quarterback room. Those are the two things he does every day. So as the offensive line goes, so does his attitude.
But doesn't it feel like outside of, I mean, on the offense, if you said, what do you have the fewest concerns about? To me, it's the offensive line.
Oh, I think, and they thought that it would be a primary concern. You know, I do think they came into it hoping against hope that one of those two dudes might find their way to be a starting center. And let's just hope Adoga can stay healthy enough to get him on the field long enough to get Guyton ready. And let's hope that Smith is, going to be the guard that we hoped and not be upset that he's not the left tackle. And what are we going to do? And how are we going to find a way to get Josh Ball? And well, let's go all in kind of, I think there was a lot of worry that they could focus other places now because they got depth across. Certainly he's still young. They still got to learn, but I think they're a year ahead of place. I really do. That the success of BB and Hoffman, I think, have just really kind of shocked them into a really good place.
Yeah, because we talk about, who's going to play wide receiver, who's going to play running back. This is the one spot where it feels like obviously, it's tough to overcome injury anywhere, but if you had an injury to a starter on the offensive line, it wouldn't be like, oh my God, what a nightmare. Whereas, let's say CeeDee Lamb doesn't show up. Let's say he's not playing in week 1 and somehow Brandon Cooks gets hurt in the first quarter.
Yeah, you're done.
It's like, what are we doing?
That's it.
It's, and then the running back room, I don't know that it matters because it feels like, they're all replaceable parts. I don't know that one stands out, but yeah, like the offensive line is the one place where you feel like you've got some dudes.
And it's, we've said it over and over. There's, whether it's Will McClay or whoever is primary offensive line scout, whoever those guys are, just have an eye for him. That guy is really good at picking out guys that can play NFL offensive line.
Elsewhere, he was talking about the other guy you were talking about, Deuce Vaughn, and what kind of a role they could see playing out for Deuce.
Well, he has to continue to stay available. That's the only thing Deuce. That's the only hurdle that he's hit this this training camp. But yeah, as a returner, he does give us value there. But I really liked the way he was, his productivity with the ball in his hands, breaking tackles and so forth. But yeah, special teams will be part of it.
That's not a hopeful coach.
Well, I did say eventually, which means does he mean eventually somewhere else when he's wearing a different costume?
Maybe. Again, we talked about it earlier. It's a luxury thing, and he does some stuff that, my goodness, it really is fun to watch. I'd buy a ticket if I knew he was going to play a lot, but and if you're going to keep him, you're going to have to play him because you can't just have a 5'5" running back sitting just in case. You got to have to use him. And you got to figure in this new kickoff that a guy with that kind of electric quickness that really you only need to break 2 tackles to get a kickoff return. You feel like that's the design. There's not a lot of collision. There's not a lot of time to collapse on you. You got to go straight ahead and break 2 tackles, and you are in a good position. He seems like the body type and the athlete to do that. But again, a luxury pick on a style and a new thing in a game that I don't think any coordinator is really comfortable with yet.
And then they asked Coach McCarthy about keeping 2 or 3 quarterbacks, and I think there at one point it was really up in the air. I would assume, based on what Trey's done, at least based on how Trey's progressed is probably the better way to say it, that they're leaning towards keeping 3.
A number of different factors. I think number one, who are the 3 quarterbacks, and obviously we have 3 that we feel very strongly about. So that's a big part of it because it's a very obviously the most important position in my view. But your whole roster too. You got to look at everything that goes around. And it's I think sometimes I just have never done it this way, and I think it's just a product of always coaching young teams. I don't think you're just going to have a set number of players per position. Because that's where this thing gets really challenging down at the end. And you also got to rely on your personnel department for projection of where do you think guys will end up in the big picture of things too. So all those factors will come into the 53 discussion.
What strikes me about this, and I understand the games, you want to have some gamesmanship inside of the league. You want 53, you got to be smart, you got to but for the product
you
itself,
hope someone calls you and asks for a trade.
Yeah, but for the product itself, for what I as a fan get to indulge in when I watch it, I will never forget the COVID year when the Denver Broncos were forced to play a game without a quarterback.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I think the league should have said, you know what, every team should be able to keep 4 quarterbacks on the roster. And we'll take 2 of them can be special exemption, not going to count or whatever, you can pay them. And it won't count against your salary cap because the ongoing quest to have at least an average quarterback continues. And for just the life of the product. Now, I understand on a week-to-week basis, it's kind of cool when a quarterback's hurt. What are they going to do? But when you see a game when both quarterbacks are just god-freaking awful, that the product they're trying to put on the field is, it suffers because the talent is not there. You'd think that the NFL would go, you know what? Everybody gets 4 quarterbacks. There is no debate. And if you got one that you don't like, maybe he doesn't get to play this year, but you could pay him and keep him around and practice him, and it doesn't count against your cap, because all that matters is how good is the product when I see it on Sunday.
You know what I like better? Doing the in hockey, everybody carries 2 goalies. And you go to the stadiums, and if both your goalies get hurt, there's always an emergency goaltender in the crowd, and there could be one at every stadium.
Maybe the E. King Gill A&M, we got a quarterback sitting in the stands just in case, but at least we know we got one.
And if every quarterback's hurt, well, you're playing for this team today, and your payment.
You can play for either team?
Yeah, in hockey you can. They keep them at the arena.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Oh, yeah.
So how do I get this job? Who gets to be the all-time?
You got to be like a washed-up has-been
So you could
goalie.
be a retired goalie, and your job is to just show up at a rink every night just in case.
Yeah. Sounds awesome, right?
So what's the pay on this?
I mean, I think you get like
beer money and
season tickets and free parking, and
I'm liking this. I had no idea this was a real thing.
Imagine like Landry Jones just sitting in the stands.
Colt McCoy. We can put Colt. He can just sit at the Cowboy Stadium every year.
It's got to be someone who needs money, and because if you get in the game, you get a game check.
Oh man!
So it's like these got like some guy who never made it in the league, and he's just like hoping, come on, guys.
A career backup that never played.
That's it.
There's potential here. And you can play for either team.
I like the idea.
I've never heard of such
Just have one at every stadium, and then you get in the game. Hey, man, we're going to need you today. All right.
Trey will have a job forever.
That's what I'm saying. Trey he'd be great at this.
On either side.
Be great at it. So imagine you're sitting there, and it's like,
I got to go in.
Well, yeah. Well, we're down to the we're down to the bottom of the barrel. Do we start a running back? No, we don't have to.
He's in the stands.
Check section 113.
He's getting popcorn right now, but as soon as he gets back,
he'll be back. He's in line for the bathroom. But as soon as he's back here, Ricky Stanzi is going to be ready to go.
I had no idea.
Yeah. How about that? Greg McElroy.
There's the name.
There you go. Get him out there, baby. Get him out there. There's something for everybody out there. Oh, Colin Kaepernick, you really want back in the league?
Come on, just be the guy in the stands.
I got an idea.
What a gig. You get season tickets.
I got an idea.
Direct access to the stairs down to the field level.
That's right. They'll actually give you an escort.
You might even get a nice parking spot.
Yeah, that'd be part of it. I'd say I'm not paying for parking if I'm going to do this shit.
Sit close.
Yeah, I'm going to have a good parking spot, and yeah.
But no pay unless you play.
Only if you play. It's gonna be like Tony Pike from Cincinnati is going to be out there. Oh, well.
Do I get the guy that I'm replacing's game check, or do I just get like,
you get whatever a veteran minimum paycheck is? But, that's better than being the assistant manager at Applebee's or whatever these guys do that don't make it after their career.
Dude, you step in and take one game check of Deshaun's.
Yeah.
You're pulling in several million.
You'd be all right. But yeah, I imagine there's plenty of guys out there who'd be like, I'll do that job. Colt Brennan can do that job.
Colt Brennan.
Eric Ainge can do that job. One of these random Matt Flynn, the old LSU guy, he can do that job.
There we go, man. There's
got plenty
potential
of
in this.
yeah, dude. Just stay in somewhat decent shape.
But I will say,
unfortunately, Jared Lorenzen died.
Yeah, sad. Just ate himself. But I will, in all seriousness, all I want is, I want competitive football, and I'll watch bad football periodically. But when you hamstring yourself to the extent, going into the game, this is going to be awful, and no one's going to want to watch this. You kind of need to legislate a way that doesn't happen anymore.
You're right, but that was one of the best things that ever happened to my bank account.
Man, the fact that whole thing was even on any board anywhere.
They thought, we can just make a big number, and I don't know that anybody that bet the other side. It was
Not big
there's
enough.
no way. It's just it's impossible to win a football game if you don't have a quarterback. Sorry, you just can't. You can't do it. All right. When we come back, you know what? When we come back, I've got a little bit more McCarthy sound, and then we'll move on from that and get into some of this Tom Brady stuff about quarterbacks, the development of quarterbacks. He was on Stephen A. Smith's show. I want to talk to you about that, and plenty more to discuss. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
How you feeling today? I hope there is nothing that is paining you and keeping you out of life. But most people, we deal with a little bit of pain. That you can put aside and go back in. That's one thing. But if you've got pain that is keeping you out of the things you want to do, I want you to call Arasti today. Because not only can they get you out of pain fast, they accept most insurances, but they're going to do it in a way that you might not be accustomed to. It's not about pills or medications to dull the pain, not about surgery to prolong the problem. I'm talking about your body fixing itself. It has worked remarkably well for me. Whether you're dealing with lower back issues, sprains or strains, soft tissue injuries, frozen shoulders, backs, tension, headaches, and everything in between, let Arasti get it fixed, and they do it fast. They're all around San Antonio, new providers all the time. Find them at Arasti.com. I bet there's a provider less than 10 minutes where you are right now. Call them at 1-800-404-6050. Go to their website to get your appointment, but go and thank me later.
Hey, it's B-Dub. I love to ride my motorcycle, and here's a reality check for my fellow riders. You think one drink won't hurt? Think again. Alcohol slows your reaction time and gives you false confidence. If you don't believe me, just drop by your local karaoke night. It's not just about getting a DUI, though. It's about your safety and everyone else's on the road. So if you've had a drink, don't roll the throttle. Ride sober or get pulled over. Join me and ride safe, and more importantly, ride sober. Paid for by NHTSA.
Ugh, kitchen ants, runaway roaches, a spider. Relax. Just use Zevo. Zevo insect killer sprays use a powerful blend of mint and rosemary to eliminate those pests and up to 20 other bug types. Plus, Zevo is safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Just spray the bugs and wipe them away. Zevo, people friendly, bug deadly.
This is an urgent announcement for anyone that's $10,000 or more in debt. Before you make another minimum payment, you need to know there are special programs that can completely free you of your debt. Total Financial Freedom can help you become debt-free in months instead of years. Resolve your credit card debt, signature loans, department store cards, internet loans, and timeshares. Call Total Financial Freedom now at 800-832-2366 for a free consultation. For 17 years, Total Financial Freedom has helped thousands get out of debt. You can feel confident when calling because Total Financial Freedom is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Battling for years and years, stuck in the endless cycle of minimum payments could take decades. You have the right to get your debt resolved and substantially reduce your monthly payments. Call Total Financial Freedom now at 800-832-2366. That's 800-832-2366. 800-832-2366. Not available in all states.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 3. After wrapping training camp at the Star in Frisco, the Cowboys take on the Los Angeles Chargers at Jerry World in Arlington for their final preseason game. Pre-game starts at 2 p.m. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Last little piece of McCarthy sound before we get into what Tom Brady was talking about, rookie quarterbacks. But they asked Coach McCarthy about the decision to, because we mentioned that the Raiders played their starters. The Cowboys really didn't. We talked about, or they asked McCarthy about his decision to sit his starters, or his stars at least, in the preseason, and what kind of difference that would make.
I just think, like anything, you have, it's injury assessment. I mean, I think, that's part of it. But also, just look at our team. 3 preseason games. When you have a really young team, I mean, going back to the old days when you did play the guys, 12 to 15 in the first game, and they played the, then you get up to 25 in the second game, and then you play them to the first series of the third game. I mean, there's really not a lot of quality reps for your younger players. So, and those are really the biggest decisions. So I think all that goes hand in hand. I know it does for me. And, but also you got to make sure you get done what you need to get done out on the practice field. And I've always felt, especially coming here to Oxnard, how the quality of our practices, they're as good as I've been around in this CBA era. So the confidence that I get from our offense against our defense, the old iron sharpens iron, has been very, very evident here. We have left our training camp in a good place, each year that we've come here. So that also is part of the equation. But you got to let these younger players play, and I think week 1 to week 2 is a great example of that. We improved as a football team Saturday night against the Raiders, and then on top of it, our young players got to play against their first group. So that's an experience there in itself. It's that's you can't buy, because you really normally, even like when we practice against the Rams, it's the first group versus the first group. So the fact that our young guys get as much practice as they do, how much they get to play in their games, I think it really, really helps us make better decisions when it comes down to the roster.
Something I guess I hadn't considered is they did have, like, I don't know, you say 3 preseason games, and you've got to get through them. And right now it's been Cooper Rush plays a series, and then Trey Lance plays the rest of this. Like, you balancing out the idea of, we want to see what we've got in these young guys versus, and we want to keep our stars healthy versus we want to prepare for the season. How much of that do you think has changed since they went from 4 games to 3 preseason games.
McCarthy, even last year, I think, was fined for CBA for too many practices or contact in practice. I mean, that's the thing. When he said, in the CBA era, I mean, there's just so much work you can do, and there's only so many days you can do it.
Yeah.
And there's only so much time you can spend in pads, and there's only so many reps. I mean, they're down to the reps in this CBA agreement. And I believe it was last year he was fined like $50,000 for too much work on the offensive line part of stuff. So he's all about getting those kind of reps. And there's a witchcraft to it for sure. I think I would tell you this, if Dallas had lost 35-7 with backups, his attitude wouldn't be that. Luckily they went out and they performed and they won, but I don't think you'd get the same. Yeah, we like our young guys to get the reps because we want to. You're getting smoked out there. That's a very different thing, but they're not. So I think you go game to game, but at some point we're going to see those starters. You might not see Dak, but I can't imagine that we'll go into the season without the starting offensive line at least getting a series, or the starting defensive line. It might not be, the first 5 plays, but I just can't imagine you go in without seeing a couple of the things go through, right? I know things have changed radically, that there's one less preseason game, and you can, you use that first game or two now as really your preseason, as, working out the true kinks with your starters. I know things are different now, but for the Cowboys specifically, we said it over and over, you've got to start fast on this team because it gets so hard midseason where you're on the road and it's gauntlet playoff team, conference game, playoff team, where you get behind the 8 ball and suddenly you're 6-5. You're out of luck, man, and you can't afford to be behind the 8 ball early.
You said something in there when you were talking about if they'd lost this game. Do you think they really care about winning and losing in the preseason? No,
they don't. No, and you heard him. It's about reps and guys, but it's easy to not to care about that unless you 35. If it's embarrassing and your backup, your third quarterback doesn't look at all good and it's not getting any better, you're running out of guys to play. I think it's easier when you're winning, and it certainly helped that the Raiders played their starters and you got a chance. But I think if it would have been the other score, if it had been 27-12 the other way, there might have been some discussion as to maybe we should get these number ones in to get some reps.
Yeah. All right. Tom Brady was on with Stephen A.
And this plays into this whole conversation.
It really does.
How you prepare it.
And you know what? Well, I'll talk about it on the other side, but here's what Tom Brady had to say about the I don't want to say that, I guess the development of young quarterbacks.
We had and not only through pro level, but also in college sports, because whatever gets adopted at the pro level ultimately gets adopted at the college level. And from the college level, it gets adopted to the high school level. And now I look at what could be a little bit dangerous is now there are players transferring from schools when they're not playing, and they're going to different programs, and they're going to different techniques they're learning. They're never advancing in an own individual system. There used to be college programs. Now there are college teams. You're no longer learning a program, you're learning a playbook. And the program is ultimately, like at Michigan, for me, that was a pro-style program. 5 years, I got to learn how to drop back pass, to read defenses, to read coverages, to be coached, to deal with winning games, to deal playing in Columbus, Ohio, in front of 110,000 people. Right. I had to learn from being 7th quarterback on the depth chart to moving up to 3rd to ultimately being a starter. I had to learn all those things in college. That was development. Then I went to New England, and I was developed by Coach Belichick and the offensive staff there. I didn't start my first year. I think it's just a tragedy that we're forcing these rookies to play early. But the reality is the only reason why they are is because we dumbed the game down, which has allowed them to play. It used to be thought of at a higher level. We used to spend hours and hours in the offseason and training camp trying to be a little bit better than next year. But I think what happens is discourages the coaches from going to deep levels because they realize the players don't have the opportunity to go to a deep level, so they're just going to teach them where they're at.
First of all, I don't know, is it a travesty or a tragedy that
Travis Shamockery?
Yeah, that rookie quarterbacks they're being forced to play. I mean, listen, who am I to disagree with Tom Brady about anything when it comes to the NFL? But to me, if you've got a young quarterback who can play year one, you absolutely play him because, and we've talked about it on this show before, your best opportunity to win a Super Bowl is when your quarterback is on his rookie deal. And if he sits for 2 years, now your window's 3 years instead of 5. Like
that's if you draft him in the first round.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I draft a quarterback and he's got any chance that he can play, I'm going to get him out there and see.
Tom's right. Everything he says right. He's right, but the league that he played in is not the league that's happened now. We got new CBAs. There are limits like we were just talking about. There are things that coaches could make you do when you were with Belichick. Yeah, you were in the building every day because that's what Belichick made you. Now the union is saying there's only so much you're allowed to do. Anything more, no, they cannot make you, nor can they ask. You just don't do it. So that's one thing. Then there is just the cost of having a quarterback like Tom Brady. I mean, dude, you're really expensive. Now, you are cheap considering what you were, but the fact remains the economics of this league tell us you got to get a quarterback in, you got to get him playing, and if he doesn't work, you got to go find another one. So if that's the way that the math works, and he's got one other thing wrong. Used to, he was right. NFL predicated college predicated high school, and everybody kind of worked our way down. Now you work your way up. The skill set follows the player upwards, not that doesn't meet them. And the true witchcraft now is to design the offense for your quarterback that doesn't have to be great.
Yeah,
I mean that is the end goal of every offensive coordinator. Design an offense that I don't need a Pat Mahomes or a Tom Brady to run to go win a Super Bowl.
6 of the first 12 picks in the draft this year were quarterbacks. Caleb Williams, starter. He's starting in Chicago. Jaden Daniels, they announced yesterday, starting in Washington. Drake May is maybe involved right now in the last real quarterback competition in New England. Michael Penix Jr. was drafted with the full intent that he was never going to start this year because they drafted Kirk Cousins, or they signed Kirk Cousins, and Michael Penix, the Falcons went a different route. They said, we're not looking for someone for this year, but we want someone to be next in line. J.J. McCarthy would probably be starting if it weren't for an injury. And Bo Nix looks like he is going to be the starter for the Broncos.
Okay, let's talk about some of these guys that are going to be the starters, like Bo Nix. Bo Nix would not be an NFL player. I'm convinced. I watched him at Auburn. I was at A&M. I watched him play 2 times live. He was not an NFL quarterback. Not. But he transferred away. He grew his skill set in a different way in Oregon, and it made him a pro. Cam Ward, right here in San Antonio, an Incarnate Word. He got here. He wasn't even a college quarterback. But he played well, transferred again, different programs, different styles. Now this guy is an NFL quarterback because he had the opportunity to go transfer to someplace that improved his skill set. We're going to watch, what's the Gabriel kid that came out of? Dylan Gabriel's going to throw for 15 miles this year at Oregon. And he's going to be a top 5 pick. He wasn't going to be a top 5 pick at OU. So, yeah, Tom, I get what you're saying. But the program and the team, sometimes you got to go from that program to a team to get yourself pro. And Brady, if you were 7th on the depth chart at Michigan this year, you'd be transferring, Tom.
Yeah.
You'd be at Cal Berkeley. You'd have gone someplace. You would have never stayed at Michigan if you were the 7th quarterback on the depth chart as a sophomore. You'd have been long gone too.
I think what we see more now is also, it's not so much about drafting a quarterback and then teaching him your system. It's, this is our system.
Find the guy.
Let's find a guy who fits what we do. And I think there's no better example than what we talked about earlier with Tua.
Exactly.
Like, okay, this is our quarterback. If he, if he doesn't fit Brian Flores' system, well, let's get a quarterback who Tua fits with. It's all about matching up those two guys.
Kyler's still in Arizona, and they exited the coach there, too. Let's find a guy you can play with.
Which is that one I never understood, because if you could draw in a lab a quarterback to play for Kingsbury, it would be Kyler.
Didn't
and
work.
If you could draw a coach for Kyler to play for, it'd be Kyle or Cliff. But it would it didn't end up working out. But yeah, I'm a big believer in now teams, instead of trying to draft a guy and make them fit, to mold them into what they want, they're just drafting guys who fit what they want. And the NFL, I don't know if it's to their credit or not, and Brady calls it dumbing it down, but they're making the league more accessible for these young guys because they're not making the jump as big. And you can say I played in a pro style offense at Michigan all you want. Okay, yeah, you guys were scoring 20 points a game.
Yeah.
It's
there's a lot of it in my day in there. Dude, you came into the league in the last century, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's been a long time since you first got here. The game is entire. First of all, Tom Brady, you think you'd have even gotten a scholarship to Michigan in 20 years?
No.
The way you look today,
no.
You think you could have walked onto the Michigan
Western Michigan?
Yes. So things have changed, and I'm not taking anything away from who you became, but who you were when you arrived was very different.
Yeah, I'm at and you said it. It's like you're talking about someone who played in the last century. That's last. It's like Bobby Lane coming and saying, "Hey, in my day, we wore leather helmets.
Yeah, you
guys
tough.
got these bubble hats in training camp. We had leather." It's like, well, yeah, that was a different time.
You were newly retired, but you got here a long, long time ago, brother.
Yeah, it is an odd thing to say. Well, we played a pro style offense.
Pro style? What team doesn't? There's one wishbone team in the world, and when you're done with them, you're going into the service.
What you see now is pro style. Yes. That's what the NFL has evolved. That's what I was saying. Credit to the NFL. They've evolved with the college game to where this is the pro style now. And if you're not running this, you're running like a Jimbo Fisher style offense.
Yes.
Good luck.
You're getting fired.
All right, one more hour to go. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit. Credit for deciding while stuck in traffic to get a bachelor's degree. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. Students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's. And graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. Get your application fee waived through August 29th. Flexible online and hybrid classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust new Febreze car vent clips, now with 3 times greater scent control, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with new Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing, which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special.
It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent. So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle.
Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle. This back-to-school season, Tide and Downy are giving back with $1.5 million in scholarships. Enter to win. No purchase necessary. US/DC 17+. End September 30th. Rules. Tide.com/scholarships/official rules.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Congressman Joaquin Castro. Here in Military City, USA, we're proud to stand by our veterans. Every year, my office is honored to help San Antonio veterans and military families with delayed benefits, claims, and service questions. Just know that if you need a hand, we're here for you. Call 210-348-8216 or visit castro.house.gov/help to learn more. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Center.
Cowboys nose tackle Mozzie Smith returned to practice yesterday after missing the Raiders game Saturday following an allergic reaction that caused him to spend time in the hospital. At the Little League World Series, Bernie is now 2-0 after Southwest got a 4-1 win over Southeast, as they are now 1 win away from the American Championship game of the Little League World Series. I'm Vic Brown with 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ and Rob on a Tuesday. Rob back in the saddle, back in action.
Doesn't feel like Tuesday. This is a Monday for me, man. Y'all are ahead of the game.
Well, that's good. You got yourself a 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
You relaxed.
I got kind of
you chilled.
I don't know if I had a weekend. I had a fever dream.
Oh, you got extra rest.
Got a lot of rest.
See,
if you count that.
I wish I could get some rest. In the middle of my nap yesterday, I was looking. Oh, I needed a nap so bad yesterday. I carried the weight of the show yesterday. I don't know if you knew that about that, but I did.
Uphill in the snow.
I was exhausted, and I went home to nap. And sure enough, about 45 minutes or an hour into what is usually my 2.5 to 3 hour nap window, someone comes a knocking on my door.
Now, I have a question about that. Who's like, we have a unique gig in that we're home during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people are.
No.
So why are they, was the person home that they went to knock on the door next to you?
I have no idea.
Why are you knocking on people's door in the middle of the day? Ain't nobody home.
Yeah.
Leave a note.
I open my door and the dude is standing across the hall knocking on the neighbor's door. And I thought, if this dude's selling something, I'm going to fight him.
I was going to say, did you have a gun?
Were
you armed? When you
I wasn't armed, but I was like, if he's selling something, I'm like, if he tries to tell me about
Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, if he's trying to tell me about something about religion, and there's going to be a real problem. But he instead was like, "Oh, my bad, I've knocked on the wrong door. I'm looking for this guy." And in my head, I'm like, dude, there's numbers on the door.
Trying to think of anything anybody could come knock on my door with that I would say, yeah, come on in. Is there anything?
Okay, so here's where I was. And
you came by.
I couldn't think of anything because here's what I do. Because I live in an apartment now, I am having all my Amazon packages delivered to the Whole Foods counter. So I just go to Whole Foods and whatever I've ordered from Amazon, I pick up there. I'll go whenever it's ready to be picked up. No,
does your apartment have a box, or are you just choosing the Whole Foods?
It has a box, but it hasn't shown up for me on my menu of places to drop off.
Yeah.
So it's either leave at my door.
No, don't do that.
I don't want to do that. Or just have. I know it's going to be all right at Whole Foods.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That gives you a reason to go to Whole Foods.
Oh yeah. So I go and pick it up when I need to. So there's really nothing coming to my house unless I specifically order pizza or Chinese food or whatever. Then when I'm expecting it, it's different. Nobody should be knocking on my door in the middle of the day.
For any reason other than I have called you and you come, but if you're just hoping I'm home, whatever you're selling, I don't need. Nor do I want, and I'm going to be violently upset with the fact that you feel like I do need it.
Yeah, I don't need it. Also, of note, that same neighbor across the hall from me, they came out. Remember, I was telling you,
garbage guy. Yeah,
he leaves his trash out on the ground, I went out one day because I heard a ruckus. I took my nap on the couch one day last week. I was like, "What is that noise?" I opened my door and there was like a maintenance guy with a bucket and like a scrub brush, and he was cleaning up the
ant problem and all that.
The muck that was on the ground from this dude.
They're not going to renew that guy's lease.
Well, sure enough, I go out of my apartment this morning. Dude's got his trash bag sitting right there where that dude had just spent like an hour scrubbing.
This is when you call the office. This is then they're going to start doing stuff to him. The maintenance guys are like, "All right, bro."
Yeah. Yeah.
You're adding work to my plate. All right.
Oh, your AC's out?
Darn it. I'll get to it.
Yeah. We'll be right over in 3
right
weeks.
There. I hope there's no leaks in your apartment.
All right. I'm gonna weave one story into another. Mike Gundy has said players need to stop asking for more money. Now, that's easy when you're making $7.5 million to tell your players to stop asking for more money because, you've got $7.5 million a year. But Mike Gundy says, the good news is the next 5 months we can just play football. There's no more negotiating. Portal's over. All the negotiations history. Now we play football. The business side of what we do now, we have to have those conversations with the players. Tell your agent to quit calling us and asking us for more money. It's non-negotiable now. It'll start again in December. So now we're able to direct ourselves just in football, and that part is fun.
Crazy.
He hates this. He hates that the players are getting anything. But I wanted to spin that into the story of there's a story on CBS about college basketball and how much players are making through NIL. And they asked, they polled a bunch of coaches, and it went from top tier, coaches at big time programs to small school assistants in the MEAC. They asked 10 questions, and they're going to talk about the results over a 3-week span. But one of the first ones they asked is, what is the most amount of NIL money someone has asked you or your staff for a player? 49% said less than $1 million.
So 49% of those that were approached that they've never paid or been asked for more than $1 million.
Yes.
Okay.
And remember,
that's only half.
Now, yeah, and there's big schools, small schools, all of these mixed in. Between 1 and 2 million, 40.6. 2 million or more, 10.4. 10.4. So think about this. Amongst they kind of broke it down. Amongst the power conference coaches they polled, 77% said it's been at least 1 million for an NIL player. So that 49% is mostly the small schools. Most power conference transfers are asking for I think that much. I think that's kind of the starting point. That's what they're asking for now. The biggest number they heard, $5 million. One coach told us his staff was asked to provide an NIL deal worth $5 million, and they would get the player. I'm guessing that because we would have heard about it if that happened.
Yeah.
So whoever it was, they dropped their price and went somewhere else because they ain't getting $5 million. Another coach said that his staff offered $50,000 for a player and was made to feel like that offer was insulting.
Well,
it was $50,000 more than he deserved. He wound up going to the SEC, is what the coach said. One coach said he was informed it would take $400,000 to get a transfer who had just averaged around 5 points per game at the mid-major level. Like, these guys, their sense of reality is just
okay. You're
off.
right. It is the sense of reality is off. But let's think about where they're standing, and we'll just focus on the SEC because they were like, okay, yeah, you're talking SEC money. I would say, and I don't have it on the average size of the SEC football stadiums probably runs about 85 to 90,000.
Yeah.
That'd be the average. Upper end over 100 with A&M and Texas and probably one or two others. And small end, Vandy probably about 60,000. Yeah. Then you've got you get that 6 times a year. Everybody playing 6 home games a year. You can do the math and think about the economic development and what that means to each individual town. But we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars a weekend that, from hotels and all that other kind of stuff. And then you look at the TV deal that every SEC team bringing in $25 to $30 million a year. And that is all because of the name, not on the front of the jersey, but on the back.
Yeah.
Some of it's for the front, but for the most part, it's the name on the back. And when a guy comes and asks, legitimately, so not everybody has the right or should be asking for $2 million or $3 or $4 million a year. But when a guy like Cam Ward, I'll bring him up again, that started at Incarnate Word here, transferred to the Pac-12, went to Washington State? Yeah, Washington State, got paid a little bit of money there, got paid even more money to go to Miami. You know why? Because he's going to sell seats. He's going to sell jerseys just like a pro player does. And why should we ask them to take anything less than a guy who's 3 years older dealing with a professional organization? I mean, it just seems to me that when we get mad at this, we say it's okay for you, but not okay for me, because if it was me, pay me what I'm worth.
It's funny because Cam Ward is a guy who, he's going to be probably a Heisman contender.
Right. You better be for what he's getting paid.
But there are players now, and there's a couple mentioned in this article. Coleman Hawkins, who was a good player at Illinois.
And when he came free, when he decided he was going to transfer, it was the biggest bidding war that we've seen so far in college basketball.
Coleman Hawkins was probably the 50th best player in college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good player. But, not like we're not talking about an All-American. He got $2 million to transfer from Illinois to Kansas State.
And it was a fast $2 million. I mean, they came fast, and if he'd have waited, he probably could have gotten more.
Great Osabor, who is he was a big at Utah State. $2 million, and he was a good player.
Mm-hmm.
For the Mountain West,
he
good
carried
player.
That team into the tournament last year.
$2 million. Now he's at Washington. again, these are good players, not like these aren't, Kevin Durant.
But what they are, but see, the thing is, you don't have to be Kevin Durant if you're a senior with 5 years of practice under your belt going against an 18-year-old kid. You're going to look like Kevin Durant. That's why this guy's going to show up in Washington and be so much further advanced, both physically and skill set wise, because like Tom Brady said, he wasn't at a program. He was on teams with different ideas. Well, this guy's been coached up. This guy is ready to go play far ahead of any freshman. The investment. I'd much rather play a senior $2 million than an incoming freshman. I'll tell you that.
The last story here, it says, I had one of my assistants come to me and tell me it was going to take $800K to get one kid we were after. I had to make sure we were talking about the same player. I'm not against players making money. They deserve it. But you wouldn't believe some of the players asking for crazy amounts of money. Put in your poll, I'd be happy to pay an All-American $800,000. The player who asked us for $800,000 was nowhere close to an All-American, and a lot of that is going on. We are in crazy times.
And it's going to be one of those things that we're going to get the stories of the kid that was talented, but his help, his mentors, his agents asked for too much money, and he never got a chance just because. And it's been that way forever because of the people around them. They're going to ruin kids.
The thing is now, every kid who is decent is going to think that they're $1 million kid. And like most of these programs have I would guess Kansas probably has a pool of about $6 million a year that they spend on
their 12 dudes. They might be a little bit bigger, but yeah, Kansas is going to be on the upper end. They're going to spend a fair amount.
But when you're talking about like the average, just throw out random Baylor. I mean, you're talking maybe. Oh no, Baylor's really good at basketball. Let me do a different random.
Here's a good one.
Ole Miss.
Well, Rutgers right now is bringing in 2 of the top 5 players in the country.
Yeah, that's their whole budget.
That's it. They spent just about everything they got. So probably had to go get some more.
So if you're a mid-major guy and you think, well, they've got 2 guys making $3 million, they'll pay me. No, they're not, because they are out of money. Like everybody thinks that they're like the 7th man on, or the 8th man on Ole Miss's basketball team is going to get $1 million. That's just not how it's going to work, at least not for a while.
The way it appears, and it seems to be changing, is I think the model that seems most appropriate, it's Texas that seems to be doing it. And a lot of the bigger schools where they set up, there's the collectives that say, if you're an offensive lineman and you come to Texas, it's $50,000 off the top, that's coming. But if you're better than that, then there's the individual money that will come from you'll have an individual donor, somebody else. But the basic collective, I think everybody walks in the door getting $30,000 or whatever it might be. And I'm sure UTSA has a basic, if you sign with UTSA, you're going to get, and Coach Traylor said it, gas money, insurance money, some car money. And I think there'll be levels, and there are, like UTSA, you walk in the door, you're going to probably make $15,000 this year. Go to A&M, you're going to make $100,000. I mean, that's just how it works, and that's off the top. You're going to just get it off the top. But if you're better, then there's some more money that'll probably come from a different group, or maybe a single alumni that's
or a truck dealer or whatever.
Yeah. So I think that's appropriate. We heard Gundy say it, and we're going to hear Coach Traylor talk about it, not during the season because that'll be done, but when we're done at the end of the season, he'll bring it up again, the negotiations. And it is the Wild West, and we all know there's a problem. There's a problem. This isn't this when you have coaches going, well, thank God the season's starting. So I don't have.
You knew this was coming. This was
we know it's coming.
All along. The big warning when it came to paying players was this is Pandora's box. Once it's open, it's going to be the Wild West, and it is. But I mean, again, it's good that players are getting paid.
Yes.
I mean, these good players deserve to get paid. The problem is it's like mediocre kids wanting the same money that good players get. And it's like, dude, you're lucky you're getting a scholarship. Some of these kids,
but on the same side of that, there's guys in the NFL going, you think you deserve X? You're holding out for more money. I mean, we say that about guys in the league now. I mean, the only thing that has to be fixed is we have to start treating, we act like these are kids, and the kids are playing big time. They're acting like adults. Well, we need to treat them like adults, and you sign contracts, and you sign 2-year, 3-year deal, and that'll eliminate the Wild West part of it. But there's going to have to be a clampdown, and an eventuality is going to have to happen where a big-time school says, you're not coming here unless you commit to 3 years. And here's your 3-year collective money. We'll guarantee 80% of it if it doesn't work out, but you ain't leaving.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to take a couple of schools like a Texas who can afford to tell people, look, we're paying you a lot of money, but once you get here, you ain't leaving.
Yeah.
Until we tell you.
Yeah, then there's going to be somebody who's going to hold out, and that's what it's going to turn into.
It's
going to be Brandon Ayuk saying, well, I want you to trade me. You're not trading me to Texas Tech. I'm not going there.
Right. Right. Well, seriously, well, then you can go sit out. Or you
don't
can
trade me to Cal. I need a better trade.
And maybe Stephen F. will pay you. You can go someplace. And we have the template. This is going to take a school or two to just draw the line and say, that's it. We're not going to let you come and leave.
All right. Good conversation. I've got some non-sports stuff on the other side before we hit the daily lines at 9:30. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
You've heard me talk about GiveMeTheVin.com for years, but wait till you hear what our customers said about GiveMeTheVin.com buyer Doug.
I had to sell my prized 2020 Challenger Scat Pack and needed the money for bills right away. I'd like to say this place is truly legit. Doug with Gimme the Vin called me and beat the other offers from CarMax and the local Dodge dealer. Excellent way to sell your car with no hassle and quick payment. Truly legit and honest company.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit JesseHernandezLaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or JesseHernandezLaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Brakes? We can save you 15% on that. We have OE quality Duralast brake pads and rotors in stock, ready for pickup or delivery. We also have calipers, brake fluid, tools, and anything else you'll need to do the job right. When you get Duralast pads and rotors together, you'll save 15%. It's just part of what makes us America's #1 brakes destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, endure Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-298-9383. 800-298-9383. Again, that's 800-298-9383. Coverage deductibles and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Hit up some stuff that's going on in the world besides sports.
Is there anything else going on other than sports?
Oh, yes. I don't know if you're familiar, but the Pokemon World Championships are going on.
Like the enhanced, like the cards?
I think so.
Okay.
But they play on a apparently now you like in the World Championships you play like you on a headset
Like
and a screen.
the VR kind of stuff?
Yeah, because people are playing from all over the world. And this American lad named Ian Robb.
2 B's?
ROBB, yeah. I love that we got an American who's deep in this tournament. It's a big deal.
I think the Lithuanians won our basketball.
It says for Pokemon trading card game fans, nothing is bigger than the World Championships. They're being held in Hawaii, so you have to be there. To gain entry, you have to earn points throughout the season from events like the European International Championships, which has thousands of pounds in prize money. And one of the favorites was this Ian Robb. He had reached the quarterfinals against Fernando Cifuentes from Chile. And he won the game. He won the match. So he's on to the semifinals. But wait!
Oh, no.
Hold up!
Oh, no.
Rob has been disqualified.
PEDs. When was he roiding up?
Turns out that he to celebrate his win, he did the jag move.
Oh.
And
what?
They said that was inappropriate, and he's now been disqualified for for doing
Did
this.
he do the throw too, or is it just the move?
So here's the deal.
He didn't skeet it?
Apparently, they're saying they said it was unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well,
and
horns down.
Apparently, he has long talked about wanting to add an element of chance, like rolling dice before the match to see who goes first. So he's like some people are saying he was
a DOS.
Some people say it was saying he was doing the dice shake 'em, but it's easy to confuse those two moves.
He was doing the shake weight. Yes, that's how he stays in shape, with the shake weight.
But I'll be honest, when you see his face, this isn't the dice roll face.
Oh, no. That's that's unsportsmanlike.
That's an unsportsmanlike face. That's like the
skeet face.
Because it's different if you're going like this.
No, that's not the craps face.
You bite the lip like, oh, come on, baby, come on. But if you do this,
yeah, he gave the duck face. That's it's unsportsmanlike. That's horns down. Sorry.
So he's been eliminated.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah, but he says he won't discuss the gesture, but he says that he's cheering for Fernando Cifuentes. He said, after meeting him and his dad, I could tell how much making it at Worlds meant. He's a deserving champion.
There you go. He's above it all now.
Yeah, we want a deserving champion to win the Pokemon championships. Anyway,
we have
not
evolved.
someone who's doing the
dirty
jag
hand
move.
gestures.
Come on, man. Really Canadian thing happened up here. You hoser.
Sorry.
Dr. Paul Phelan is going to have to pay a fine and undergo some training. He's been reprimanded. The College of Physicians and Surgeons of Prince Edward Island underwent an investigation.
Okay.
A complaint from a woman who was concerned about how Dr. Phelan was caring for her brother.
Dr. Feelgood.
And Dr. Field, not so good. An investigation committee found that his behavior may constitute professional misconduct or incompetence. Apparently, he was being reprimanded for performing, quote, frequent unnecessary digital rectum exams and using an outdated historic technique where the patient is supine or laying face upward.
What?
Yeah. So doesn't seem like the way, like, I don't know. If I went to get my prostate checked and my doctor was like, all right, lay on your back and put your feet up in the air, I'd be like, are you sure this is how it's supposed to happen? But apparently that's how it was happening with this doctor. And then it was like, well, you just did this last time I got a checkup. Do we have to do this every time? And he's like, yep.
Was it just him or was it a variety of patients?
A variety of patients.
So he had an outdated...
Many patients.
I'm just here for a cold. Well,
Rob's like, so my toe is really bad. He's like, Rob, lay on your back, sir.
I don't even know how you're going to get there from here.
Lay down.
I'm down.
Don't tell me you don't know. I'm in charge now. I want you to look me in the eye and tell me I'm in charge.
Is there a special chair? Is there a special...
Yeah, you got to put your feet in stirrups.
I've got to get I thought this was the women's room.
So now he's got to pay $2,000, which seems light. What? Seems light. And the $2,000 doesn't go to the people who he unnecessarily examined.
There might not have been any complaints.
And he's got to go to a course on the proper way to perform a digital rectal exam on a prostate. And he's got to do that at its own expense.
So his defense was, this is how I was taught in medical school.
Well, and he's also got to do a course on ethics training, on maintaining patient boundaries.
Well, he's also very much concerned about rectal health.
Yes.
I mean, maybe that's a field that he is
greatly get deeper on the prostate from this position.
So, like the Deshaun Watson pose, this is what we're talking about here?
Yeah, pretty much. That's how he likes it.
By the way, never Google happy baby pose. Just don't do it.
Well, I think that's what this doctor liked.
I think he liked that.
He liked that similar thing. And finally, a woman who's 21 years old is now under arrest for assault, for battery. Why? Because her sister brought home some food. Sister brought home some ravioli. And
like restaurant or the can?
Restaurant ravioli. Yeah. And Nakia Davis got really upset with her sister after she did not allow her to have any of the food, which was delivered to their home in Florida. Nakia grabbed the plate of ravioli and threw them at the sibling. And when the police arrived, the victim still had sauce from the ravioli on her.
So is this a deadly weapon?
No, it's a misdemeanor.
Oh.
But it is domestic battery. Davis admitted to throwing the ravioli. It was witnessed by the victim's boyfriend. And she is to have no contact with her sister now. She spent a night in jail and will now have no contact with her sister. But did waste all the ravioli.
Do we have a kind? Was it
It doesn't say
cheese
if
or
it was butter
sausage
sauce or like or a red sauce. I don't know.
maybe a pesto, maybe
a cream.
Is it a little more dangerous if we start adding peppers?
It could be. It could be. I mean, that would be assault. That might be a felony. Also, bad news for Texas. If you Vic.
Oh no.
You're going to the beach, aren't you?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, right? No, next week.
No, next week on Monday. We leave Monday.
Yeah.
I'd reconsider.
Is there fecal matter
Why
in the
don't
water?
Why don't you go to a lake or a river and go fishing there?
I don't like lake fishing.
Oh,
boring.
Oh, it's boring.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Texas A&M
I trust
researcher
it's already real. It's
says your worst nightmares are washing up on Texas shores right now.
Oh, is it oil?
No. Fireworms.
Fireworms?
What the heck is a fireworm?
That's what I'm saying. What the heck is a fireworm is right. They are painful worms. They've been found on Mustang Island and Padre Island so far. They were found on logs with barnacles, which the fireworms may have been feeding on. They are rare to find unless you know where to look. They are also called bearded fireworms. They're bright-colored, marine bristled worms found in most parts of the ocean. They're covered in bristles that work as a defense mechanism, and they embed into the skin of whatever touches it. They have toxins that create a burning sensation that lasts upward of a few hours and cause intense pain. You sure you don't want to go to the lake?
No, I don't want. Still.
So so they act like this is normal.
Well, it's not normal. Normally they stay in the ocean.
Oh, so they're.
But some of them have been washing up on the shores here in Texas.
I'm
Climate
watching a
change,
dude
I think.
on YouTube
Yeah.
right now get stung by a fireworm.
Well,
He did it on purpose.
Well, guess what?
And they do have white bristly hairs, and it looks terrifying.
That's what you're going to
Okay,
get.
so I'll just look out for it.
Yeah,
I'm
just
careful.
keep an eye out.
Did you not hear what I said? Did you not hear what I said?
yeah, I heard
they
you.
are rare to find unless you know where to look. Are you a scientist?
I don't know where to look, so
They're
they're
rare
rare
to find. Do the people that are getting stung know where to look?
No.
Well, then not that rare to find. If people are getting stung, because maybe back in the day they were rare to find.
Good luck, Vic.
You're in trouble,
Yeah.
man. These
Well.
things are creepy as all get out.
Well, if it happens, I'll call you during the week.
I'll come pee on it.
Yeah.
That's,
I need some help.
that's the answer to everything is just pee on it.
Yeah.
Just pee on it.
Covered in thousands of sharp spines that it can ignite a burning pain with the slightest touch.
Thousands,
This
Vic.
armor
Well-
fends off predators, and almost nothing will eat
I never
them.
when I surf fish, I don't go past knee deep. So I'm not like fully engulfed in
Oh, I
water.
thought you
when
were a
I'm there.
dock fisherman anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we go surf fishing.
You better
and-
stay on the dock, dude.
Yeah, I thought about it too, but nah, I'll be all right.
What if one of those crawls up like
Then-
into your grundle area or
and
something?
I won't be back on that Tuesday.
Man,
Ed won't have to.
that'd be bad news.
Ed want to run the show for a minute.
One more Houston story. A man is he's on the run. They've got a capital murder warrant for this fella.
Oh, they're gonna fry him.
Yeah, Michael Maurice Mack. He's 48 years old. They're searching for him in connection with the capital murder of 53-year-old Kelvin Hinton. He broke into his wife's home, shot her boyfriend, and it's a lot to digest.
He broke into his wife's home and shot her boyfriend.
Yep, and then
He shoot himself?
nope.
Oh.
Even odder, he gave her the gun and said, "Now you shoot him." And she did.
Well,
And then they drove to Vidor, where he dumped the body and set it on fire. Then drove his wife back home, dropped her off, and took off. What?
I thought you were going to say he shot her.
No, let her go. What a wild ass story.
well, I guess he was hoping since she shot him too that she wouldn't turn him in.
I guess so.
I guess that didn't work.
Yeah, it seems like I don't know. Maybe you just would have her shoot him and you don't do it.
Well, she wouldn't have shot him unless you'd already shot him.
Yeah, I guess once he's shot.
Like, you shoot him too.
Also, a woman was arrested when she shared her all-you-can-eat special at Applebee's. You're not allowed to do that. Applebee's brought back for $15.99. You can get all-you-can-eat boneless wings, shrimp, or riblets with unlimited fries. And in Indiana, this gal was arrested after a verbal disturbance broke out. Authorities responded to the location. Upon arriving at the scene, they were informed that a group had ordered 2 all-you-can-eat specials, but had been sharing at the table. Everyone at the table was eating all they could eat. The Applebee's manager said, hey, everybody's going to have to pay $16 and gave them an updated bill. Well, they didn't like that. And the group inaccurately argued that the menu did not indicate the specials per person pricing. Yet, duh.
That you didn't all order it.
But yeah, so according to the news source, Cobb, the gal's friend returned to the restaurant, paid her bill in full after she realized that the menu special was stated per person. But, you know, Cobb is already in jail. So now that, because she was the one who wilded out. And by the way, it was visible in bold print on the menu. It's the price per person.
You know, first of all, I mean, it's not your restaurant. You know, why? The assistant manager really came to throw somebody out because they ordered only 2. I mean, you kind of like,
well,
just
they
let
weren't
them
going to throw them out. They just said, no, we just got to charge you.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, it's the manager. It might be his restaurant. I don't know.
Power. Yeah, I guess it might be a franchise. Just let them eat and go away.
But then they come back the next day and the next day and the next day. You're like the people in California who say you can steal, but only $999 worth. And then I want you to stop. You got to nip it in the bud, Rob.
Or you just let them
give
them something cheaper.
Get that hippy dippy.
Can you imagine
liberal thoughts out of here?
Assistant manager at an Applebee's.
No, this is the manager.
You're a manager at the Applebee's.
You got the big job, Rob.
And you got to go over and tell this family, like, look, you know, this all you can eat stuff. You're gonna have to order 3 more.
Man. Okay, but also
and you're like mad.
Also imagine
just feed them the riblets.
Also
just give them the damn riblets and go away.
Also imagine you go up to a table and someone like gets irate and is standing up on the table yelling because
that's why you're like, just give them the food.
You didn't tell them that the all you can eat was per person. Come on, man.
I thought it was all I could eat and I could give it to my kids.
That's right.
Yeah, eat all you want.
All right. It's that time of day when we come back.
Arby's.
The Daily Lines on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home for the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 3. After wrapping training camp at the Star in Frisco, the Cowboys take on the Los Angeles Chargers at Jerry World in Arlington for their final preseason game. Pre-game starts at 2 p.m. Presented by AA Best Bell Bonds and Ewald Kubota. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select 1 team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Last year's RV trip, we met a couple with the same bumper sticker. What are the odds?
Your cousin isn't a good storyteller,
He was a podiatrist, or was it a pharmacist? Huh, you don't say. Oh, I can't remember.
but she owns an RV protected by Progressive, and you don't. So until you get your own RV, her stories are the most interesting stories you've ever heard.
Wow, interesting.
And when you do get your own RV, save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive.
Oh, anesthesiologist. He was an anesthesiologist.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent. So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle.
Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle. This back-to-school season, Tide and Downey are giving back with $1.5 million in scholarships. Enter to win. No purchase necessary. US/DC 17+. End September 30th. Rules. Tide.com/scholarship/official rules.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MOVE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MOVE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MOVE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
We all expect our home to protect everything we love. But we don't expect that water is the reason parts of our concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Foundation Support Specialists. They'll restore your concrete and give you peace of mind. Get your free inspection at FoundationSupportSpecialists.com.
Attention Roadrunner fans, get ready for an electrifying season of UTSA football. Season tickets are on sale now, starting at just $90. That's right, for only $90 you can catch all the action, all the touchdowns, and all the excitement at the Alamo Dome. Bring your family, bring your friends, and join the fun as we cheer on our UTSA Roadrunners to victory. Don't miss out on the best deal in town. Get your season tickets today and be a part of the Roadrunner family. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football, it's more than a game, it's an experience. Go Runners!
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
All your accents sound the same as some Irish guy, no matter what country you're going with.
Who be stealing my Lucky Charms?
That's got it. Let me hear his East German.
Who be stealing my Lucky Charms?
What
do you want to hear?
Italian? Sure, let me hear Italian.
Hey, you're walking here.
Sounds like somebody from Yonkers, New York.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix, and you're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right, wrapping it up on a Welcome Back Rob Tuesday.
Make some money.
Let's do it, man. Let's go through the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
Dana White Contender Series tonight. So you got 5 fights in the UFC. I want to talk about one in particular. Torres Finney is 8-0. He has 7 finishes in his 8 wins. He is a 5'8" middleweight. He is not very tall, but he is a former state champion wrestler and was a fullback at UT Chattanooga. Ooh. And he just runs around throwing overhand rights and literally like beheading dudes. The guy he's fighting is 6'2", 6'3"-ish, has never beaten anybody with a winning record. The last time he fought was 2 years ago. He got a third round submission against a 49-year-old man that had a 3-7 record.
And what's this guy's name again?
The guy he's fighting?
No, yeah, the winner.
The guy we're gonna win. We're gonna bet on Torres Finney.
Torres Finney.
And if you bet him to, he's been on Dana White's Contender Series once before. He finished the guy there. Dana said, "Hey, I'm not going to give you a contract quite yet. I want you to get some more experience." He went out and he fought another fight, and he knocked a dude out where the guy didn't wake up for 4 minutes, and said, "Am I ready now?" So now he's coming back and fighting this dude who's clearly cannon fodder. And they're just basically saying, we're going to sign you when this happens. He's going to make a show out of this. Torres Finney to win by knockout or submission is -160. I will be betting that very heavily today. So I believe that he gets that finish and gets himself a contract more than likely.
All right. I like this.
Ladies basketball. It's back, baby. The WNBA, the Ladies Basketball Association, as some call it, some being me. See, Rob, you missed out yesterday. Yesterday, there were no games. So I said, let's look ahead to tomorrow's games. The New York Liberty Bibbity, was -11.5 hosting the sorry-ass Dallas Wings. I said, we got to bet the Liberty. They're beating everybody by 30.
Yep.
Well, now they're -12.5. So the line's already moving on you. You might be too late to the party.
Still got to take them down. I still like it.
Liberty -12.5. The Seattle Storm -6.5 at the lowly Washington Mystics. I think I like both favorites tonight is the way I would lean. Major League Baseball.
Here we go.
The Diamondbacks are at the Marlins. Eduardo Rodriguez takes on Edward Cabrera. Rodriguez and the Diamondbacks -155. Austin Gomber is +130 at the Nationals. DJ Hers going for the Nats. They're -155 favorites. I'm pretty sure DJ Hers pitches right before a special day, so we'll have something to talk about tomorrow. Matthew Boyd goes for the Cleveland Guardians, the best team in baseball. They're underdogs today at the New York Yankees. Luis Gil going for the Yankees -155. Carson Spears, I think that's how you say it, maybe Spires, going for Cincinnati, and Jose Barrios going for the Blue Jays. Jays -140. Baltimore Orioles send Dean Kramer to the hill. Even money at the Mets with Jose Quintana. I think I might like me some O's today. Dean Kramer been solid. Getting the Orioles at an even money feels like a decent price as well. Ronaldo Lopez coming off the IL for the Braves. He's been very solid this season. You can get him +115 at home. What? Why? Well, because the Phillies are in town. Zach Wheeler going for the Phillies. They are -135 road favorites. I don't necessarily trust Ronaldo Lopez coming off the IL.
Yeah.
So maybe a Phillies play for me as well. Phillies bats seeing a rusty arm and an arm that they've seen a couple times already this year. That might be a good opportunity to back the Phillies. Frankie Montas and the Brew Crew go to St. Louis. Eric Fetty going for the Cardinals. Cardinals -120. Mitch Keller and the Pirates head to Arlington to take on Cody Bradford and the Rangers. Rangers -135. Those Rangers, we were talking about this before the show.
Yeah.
I'm going probably not going to make the playoffs as it looks now. The Rangers are 11 games behind the Astros. And 6 games behind the Mariners. The Mariners aren't even in the wild card race, or they're not in the wild. They wouldn't be a wild card team if the season ended right now. I think the Rangers are screwed.
Yep.
And I wonder if the Rangers World Series is going to be looked at, or which one is going to end up being the blip on the radar? Is it the World Series last year, or is it going to be this year? The down year was the blip on the radar, and they're going to be back to normal next year.
You've been a Rangers fan as long or longer than me. What do you think?
Well, first of all, I'm not a Rangers fan.
Well, you've been following the Rangers. You were a Nolan Ryan grower.
I was.
Okay, so since then, in your experience, this long and illustrious Rangers career?
If I had to make a wager, I would say that the Rangers last year probably won one of the flukiest World Series that have ever been won.
I think everybody would agree that they talked about even changing the rules because it was so fluky.
The Rangers' current playoff odds, 0.3%. I think we can go ahead and hang it up for the season. And the reason why that matters is because someone earned a letter by their name yesterday. That was the Chicago White Sox. As of yesterday, eliminated.
Mathematically eliminated.
Eliminated from playoff contention.
Oh, well.
There's only 36 games remaining in the season. So if the White Sox were to go on a 36-game winning streak, they still
won't make
it. At best. Now, and this would be assuming that the Tigers lost every game. If the White Sox win every game, they would finish in 4th place instead of 5th place in the AL Central.
Gee.
A 36-game winning streak, and they would still be guaranteed a no better than 4th place finish in their division. I'm going to say they're gone. They're not that good.
Yeah, I think we're safe.
Tigers are at the Cubs. Javier Assad going for the Cubs. They're minus 160. No announced pitcher for the Tigers. Cole Reagans goes for the Royals. They're minus 200 favorites against Tyler Anderson and the Angels. Ronel Blanco, minus 130 favorites against the Red Sox. The Astros have won 11 of their last 12. Some would call that in fuego. I think the Astros are going to make the playoffs. So a little bit the opposite of the Rangers.
As long as I hate those uniforms. Can we just put those away?
They walked it off in those unis last night.
That's the worst case scenario is to go do spectacular things in those weird blue uniforms.
Now they got the big heads. Bailey Ober go for Minnesota, and San Diego is going to send Martin Perez to the mound. That is a pick'em matchup. Shane Baz going for the Rays against Joey Estes and the Oakland A's. The Rays minus 120. Davis Martin, definitely a made-up person pitching for the Whites. I think that's who the White Sox pretty much pitch now. It's
made up.
That's what their roster is made up of, made-up people. They are 2-1 dogs at the Giants. Robbie Ray going for the Giants minus 245. And the Mariners, Bryce Miller to the hill, plus 130 at the Dodgers with Walker Buehler, minus 155. The Dodgers. Dodgers got a shutout win yesterday with Gavin Stone on the hill. Didn't see that coming. That one cost me a couple bucks.
Did I see that Verlander's going to be standing around and throwing some balls lately?
We'll talk about Justin Verlander tomorrow during this segment because he'll be pitching for Los Astros tomorrow during this segment. All right, boys. Good show. Good episode. We'll do it again tomorrow. The Blitz will do it at 2. Won't be as good as this, but it'll be serviceable. You guys take care. We'll be back at 6. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. It's the final week of training camp in Oxnard, but not too